Yes, guys, welcome back to CanaryCast. Good to see you back here, joining us for Norwich Brentford tonight. It is a big one, a nice, easy one to get up for, Jacob. Big game, my man.
Yes, this is the nerve-wracking moments, isn't it? You know, the other ones like the Wickham ones are great. You expect to win, but these are the big ones. It's not Leeds away level, is it? But I tell you what, it's huge just because of the opportunity to kind of put yourself into the drive. We are in the driving seat, but a really pole position now, isn't it? If you win tonight, then you're feeling that you're very comfortable.
Yeah, we can really start getting excited then. I'm half tempted to do it now, to be honest with you. It does feel like we are getting there. Harvey, excited, mate?
I'm excited for one very, very important battle, and it's technically a proxy of me versus you.
Yeah.
Is Pookie going to score, or is Ivan Toney going to score? And come on, Ivan Toney. That's what I'm saying.
I'm thinking both. I'm expecting a goal from both of them, I think.
Yeah.
Unchanged lineup. I think that's probably about right.
No, yeah, you're spot on, mate. With obviously Todd still being injured, which is a shame. I think you keep him for the weekend with Luton, don't you, in mind? Yes, the right team. I don't think you can think of anyone else. Thought Onel played well when he came on. He came into the side, rather. Did well against Birmingham when he came on. Did well against Wickham. Missed an absolute sitter. But we've missed his directness, haven't we, for sure, on the left. Mm-hmm. Well, Shemi Plahet's been good in fits and parts. I know that you're going to completely disagree, but he does offer that. But Onel's just a lot more cultured, isn't he? He understands this league and he offers a threat which no one else does. It'll be very interesting because Rico Henry's out for Brentford. We'll go on to them in a minute. And he's kind of their main outlet on that left-hand side. So they've put Sorensen there. He's a centre-back at left-back. So you're thinking Emi Buendia and Max Aarons down that side is going to be a big old struggle for Sorensen.
With that in mind, Jake, keep that in mind. I'm going to come back to you for key battles. I'm just going to go for the Brentford team. We don't normally do that, but big game. So Raya in goal, Dalsgaard, Winston Reid, Ethan Pinnock, Sorensen, Janel, Jensen, Godos, Mbuemo, Canos, and Toney. That is not a bad team, to be fair. But where are you expecting the battle to be won? Is it on Emi and Max to dominate that right side with Rico Henry out, or is there other areas of the pitch you think we can win this?
Yeah, well, we were saying off camera, weren't we? I'll set you up. But you were saying about the midfield battle, which is completely spot on. You know, Jensen is a really cultured midfielder in there. They're missing De Silva, who's injured, apparently a hip injury. He's been on the bench a couple of times for the last few games, but hasn't been in the 18 at all. Or how many is it now? Can't remember how many subs you could have, but in any of the squad, he's not in there at the moment. Yeah. So that's a real big blow for them because their midfield is kind of cultured, passes the ball around, a bit like ours, but can't really do much 30 yards out from goal. He's a difference maker in there. He's progressive. He can beat men. He can shoot from range. So to miss him is massive. They're missing Jansen as well from centre-back, like you said. Winston Reid slotted in there well, apparently. Yeah. But I would say Timu's probably got the edge with that movement, but is sharper as well. So for me, there's big battles all over the pitch. Sergi Canos will want to do well back at Cow Road. That'll be a very interesting one. But no, the main man's obviously Ivan Toney. I think, but I'm looking forward to seeing how. I think this tonight, for me, is going to show what Grant Hanley and Ben Gibson can do against a Premier League forward. Because no matter what happens next season, Ivan Toney will be in the Premier League. So, and he is probably alongside Timu the best forward. So the movement, the physical ability, obviously scored against us the first time round. That's going to be the real big battle.
Yeah, interesting perspective on that, Jake. Nice way to put it, that Toney being a Premier League forward. That definitely will be interesting. Tiny's in the chat. Shock. Good evening, Stu. Good to see you, mate. Big game, guys. Looking forward to hearing your perspectives even. Ollie's in there as well. Evening, lads. Just got in from work. What sort of kick-off time is this? Yeah, I'm feeling that.
Spot on.
Norwich, 2-0 win tonight. I would be very, very happy with 2-0. Put these bottle jobs back in their box. Rest everyone else in the chat, let's hear your predictions. Get involved. I'm going to come to you two now for predictions. Harvey, let's hear you first.
1-1, and I'm going to have the two main men on the score sheet. I think that's probably the safest bet I can do, though in my heart of hearts, I would like to see like a 5-goal thriller. But I just can't see it, to be honest. I'm going to go with 1-1.
Okay, 1-1 from Harvey. Jacob, what are you feeling?
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go down the same route as Harvey, to be honest. I think it's just going to be tight. You know, if you're looking at Brentford, they're going to want to keep it as tight and kind of negative as possible early on because they don't want to be out of this game too early. For a point for Norwich is actually a good result. Anything but even a loss isn't the end of the world. We don't really want to lose, of course. But really, Brentford, probably last 20, will really want to try and kick on and reduce that gap because it's a big old gap now, isn't it? Yeah. But yeah, I think 1-1, they'll try and find each other out. A couple of silly errors and But I'm hopeful we can maybe edge it. But for now, 1-1. What about yourself?
I'd be happy with a 1-1. I'd be happy with a draw of any sort, even 0-0 if it has to be. But I do think I'm going to go for 2-1. I'm going to be optimistic. I feel like this game, there's parallels to draw between this game and Ellen Road a few years ago. Daniel Farker and the team got their mentality absolutely spot on that day. If we can replicate that to some extent today, we should be all right. I do think Brentford will go cautious for at least the first half, probably, Jacob. That's probably fair.
Yeah. I think like we're saying, they'll probably just try and feel out the system, won't they? In terms of they are not used to running without the ball. So again, Daniel Farker said that in his press conference, actually, didn't he? That they're not used to running without the ball because obviously, like Norwich, they dominate possession a hell of a lot more than any other team in this league, really. But we are the possession kings, aren't we? That's probably why we don't probably change the kind of personnel too much, because we don't really need to, you know. Ollie Skip again playing, Max Aarons. We have enough quality in this side with a couple of their injuries, which I've seen a few Brentford fans moan about. Oh, we're just going to have a Glenn Roeder moment of silence. But yeah, rest in peace, obviously, him. Thoughts with his family and friends. It's a shame. Obviously, had a difficult time at Norwich, didn't he? But yeah, no, 65 is no age, is it?
No, not really. I think I had the first year I had a season ticket was that year, I think, which was
kept us up, didn't he? And then it did go wrong, unfortunately. And he was, probably a controversial figure at the time. But no, it's a shame because he did do a lot of good for the club. Samwise Houlihan, of course.
Yeah, that was a genius stroke, to be fair. Craig's in the chat. 3-1 Norwich, O'Neill to score. You'd like that. You would like that, to be fair, Jacob, if O'Neill popped up, wouldn't you?
Did Craggle just say 3-1?
3-1, yeah. Wow. Craig, kill him, kill it. It's called 3-1.
I know why he's saying O'Neill. He'll call me out if O'Neill scores later. But
have you been
you've been on
slagging him off?
I'm just saying what we always say about O'Neill is you just want that end product because it's just not always there, is it? Just not there to the degree that you want it to be. With a player, but we say it with every winger we've probably ever had, really. If he can kind of get used to his pace and his trickery and put that end product in, then he'd be in the Premier League.
Yeah, no, fair. The end product is the big problem. But
it is fun to watch him.
He's good enough at this level.
It's very fun to watch him because he doesn't know what he's going to do with it. So how the hell does anyone else know what he's going to do with it? It's very fun.
He is good fun. Right, minute's silence done. We are underway very shortly. Nice kit from Brentford, actually, that darker away kit.
I was going to say, yeah, nice. Is it what we're saying? Very dark grey or light black?
No, I think it's grey, like washed out black. I don't know, Jacob, but we need the game to get underway. We can't talk about this all night.
I think Tim Krul will want to put a kind of statement out tonight, you know, after that Swansea game, which, let's be fair, it was probably his errors that cost us, really. I'd say definitely for the first one. For the second one, for me, I still think he could probably save that Hurahan effort, if I'm saying that's Tim Krul at his best. But no, he's been incredible this year, really, hasn't he? Like, I remember the Swansea game at home, for example. I'll even it up on both sides, and he was incredible. We have just kicked off, by the way. I wonder how in sync we're going to be today. Obviously, I'm on iFollow. Joe's got it on as well. Harvey is
way behind. I'm still in
streaming.
I'm way behind, so I will. I'll come up with some really delayed commentary.
O'Neill's got the ball on the left-hand side. Plays the team with good aggressive start from Norwich in the first 25 seconds. Interesting to see what Dimmy does against the top opponent tonight in Mbuemo.
I wonder if he'll be more cautious going forward. That doesn't seem to be synonymous with him. He seems to get forward at any cost. That
Skip giving away a silly pass there. And here we go. Giannoulis does well. Blocks off Mbuemo comfortably. But Brentford have good attackers. And Mbuemo on the right-hand side will cut in on his left. He was fabulous last year alongside Watkins and Ben Rama. A little bit quieter this year. Probably the mantelpiece has been a little bit too big for him. But again, an absolute bargain. Gados has kind of been a Ben Rama replacement. I'm saying inverted commas because he drops back a little bit deeper. And then Sergi Canos obviously coming from Norwich, kind of had that horrific injury, didn't he? I think it was knee ligaments, which he was out for months and months. And we didn't get to see him, but he's kind of come back into this Brentford side back end of last year through the COVID break and put in some good performances, been solid again this year. He's going to be cutting in. And then the main man up top, who is 25 goals, 9 assists this year is incredible stats, really, isn't it? Oh, Emmy's got it here. Through to Timu Pukki. Go on, Timu! Oh, so close. Oh, we are talking whiskers from Timu. It's a classic
gone to
endpoint
chip.
near ball. 25 yards out from goal, left-footed, plays it to Timu, hit his shin. Ray has come out. He's tried to dink him right-hand side of the penalty area. Oh, he's unlucky there. He looks sharp though, doesn't he, Timu?
Yeah, it did. Tried a clever finish as well. Wasn't too far off, but I think that first touch off his sort of shin or knee.
Yeah,
down there.
up. I can't really criticise him there, to be honest with you. Can you, Joe? It's more of a tricky one, I think.
Yeah, no, he has done well to fashion a chance there, but if he takes a better first touch, he's probably got a better chance to set himself.
Pinnock and Sorensen were scrambling there, aren't they? Absolutely. So they have no idea where he is. I think that's where he's going to be tonight, isn't it? In between those two.
That is what Timu does, mate.
That's what he sees the weak links, doesn't he? Pinnock's not as quick as and experienced at this level. I know he's had a couple of years, but he's no Pontus Jansson for me yet. And you look at Sorensen, good touch there from O'Neill. He's feeling it. Emmy's drifting around. Unlucky.
Try and move this TV so I don't look so side on.
Emmy's picking up a lot of spaces in the first 3 minutes. Norwich look hungry for this, which is what you want to see. Kenny McLean.
Be lovely if
that's poor from him trying to fire it into Emmy.
If Kenny and Skippy can do a job on Janelt and Jensen, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah. So Jensen's a very similar player to probably Mario Vrancic, just right-footed, very cultured. Janelt is probably the more progressive one in terms of he scored an absolute worldie against Stoke. I don't know if you saw it, Joe.
That, yeah.
Wonderful goal, left-footed. If you give these players space and time again, this was a break on here, got us. But Ollie Skip again will want to kind of show his dominance. He's been lauded, rightfully so, for the whole season. But this is the game, isn't it, where he needs to show probably Jose Mourinho, all the Spurs, to say, look, I'm a Premier League fixture next year without a shadow of a doubt in your team.
For a laugh, what minute are you guys in? And I'll tell you what.
3 minutes 45.
Wow, I'm way behind.
I'm about 5 seconds behind Jacob.
I'm about a minute 30 behind Jacob. Don't know what's up with this.
It's fine.
We'll manage. Streaming.
Do a cheeky refresh, Harvey.
Yeah, get that refresh.
Nathan Coney, close to Tony there. I hope Brentford wins.
Cool. I don't.
Okay.
No, thank you. Absolutely not. We do not want that today.
These, I mean, even looking at the lineups, you do feel like these maybe Watford aside, these are the two best teams in the league.
Yeah, and they've shown that really more consistency than not. Obviously, we say about Swansea a lot, don't score enough, which we've said so many times. Brentford are really the ones, aren't they? They had that 22-game run unbeaten streak, which was incredible, really. Then obviously the 3 losses in a row. Were lucky to beat Stoke in the end because I gave them a goal and then just about edged it out for me. But no, this is a really big opportunity for them. I think if they'd lost to Stoke, it would have been 4 losses in 5 games. So that's really poor form, and obviously they had the bottle of last year in terms of going up automatically. They'd won that last game against Barnsley. They would have stayed. They would have gone up, and then obviously lost the playoff final. And let's be fair, they do look a little bit like bottle jobs at the moment, don't they? But this is their opportunity to kind of show that they are ready.
I don't know how much of the pre-match. I don't know how much of the pre-match stuff you've seen, Jacob, from both managers. But what did you make of Thomas Frank's take on this? How he just sort of thought the pressure's on Norwich. They're much better. They're better than they were 2 years ago. They're better than Leeds. Blah blah blah. There's less pressure on us. What do you make of that? Because that does stink of bottle job.
Daniel Farke has done that for every single season he's been in charge, mate.
Do you think? Because I thought when we went to Leeds, like we were never going to lose that game. Like we were spot on.
He always downplays it though. You can never say Daniel Farke overestimates us. He's still talking about 80 points for the top 6, mate. And he knows we're top 6. So those sort of things, it's just silly little mind games, isn't it? And that's fine. But no, you see a lot of criticism about Thomas Frank in terms of he's quite big-headed. But no, he's done a good job there. Wow. He started poorly after taking over from Dean Smith. But no, he's done a good job. And this is a good outfit. They've done really well to get... Brentford aren't a big club, are they? That's not the criticism for any Brentford fans watching.
They're a growing club, aren't they? They've now got a nice new stadium and their reputation's higher than it was, but they were always quite a small
Traditionally,
club.
Traditionally, though, they've been League One side, haven't they?
Yeah,
and with the kind of, I think it's Moneyball style, I think you can call it. They use a lot of stats heavily, and it's done really well for them. You see the players they've brought through has been incredible, really.
Did you watch the Blackburn Reading game last night?
No, I didn't, mate.
Tony Mowbray afterwards, it was a bit of a weird press conference actually, or interview even. You should watch it. But he was saying that the teams at the top of this division, they keep the ball. Like that's what you have to do these days in this division. And it is interesting because he's got a point.
A high foot from Canos on Max Aarons there. No, he's got a spot on point, and I think that's what we found different. Obviously this year, where we had a lot of the ball 2 years ago, but teams attacked us. So there was space for the likes of Stiepermann, Hernandez, Buendia in those little pockets. This year, it has been a hell of a lot of games after a crap Premier League season of teams just dropping back and parking said bus. It's going to open up a little bit more now this year because, let's be fair, probably last 12, 13 games, almost everyone we play has something to play for because this is the Championship, isn't it? There's not many mid-table sides. Buendia whips in, Giannoulis header, straight at David Raya, poor header. But good opportunity, to be fair. David Raya moaning like a little bitch who's got touch.
Gonna have to do more than that to beat him. He is a decent keeper at this level.
Does make errors though. He makes errors a lot of the time. He's for me, like you say, on his day, incredible shot stopper, but it's just hit Giannoulis' shoulder there instead of head, which is looped up into Raya's hands. He gives away silly goals, mate. The playoff final was a perfect one, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, he fucked up there, didn't he?
And Buemo just getting in the wrong side of Giannoulis here, 35 yards out, finds Canos. Max dropping off too much for my liking. Canos shoots! Good save, Tim Krul. I think that's what Max Aarons needs to get. We've said this so many times, or I have 100%. Why does he not close? Because he's quick enough to recover if the guy takes him on. Look how much space he gives him. Allows Canos to cut in. It's a straight at Tim Krul. Parries it out for a throw-in.
We've got Kevin in the chat saying, "Evening, gents. This is the one. We've got to go for the throat. Leeds Mark II."
Yeah, I'm feeling that. Exactly how I feel.
Sorensen has got a long throw. He's going to use that here. I don't know if you remember the home game, Joe. We had a couple of issues with that, didn't we? Where it was bobbling around.
Yeah, we did. Although I think we've dealt better with similar challenges from other teams since then.
Yeah, well done. And showing exactly there. Throw-in comes in. Max Aarons, good header. And then Emi Buendia flicks it up onto Goddard's arm. Handball. Sorted. I think that helps with Ben Gibson and Grant Hanley, doesn't it?
100%.
I think if you take either of those out, I would then get reconcerned about any sort of set-piece delivery, or even to a degree, Tim Krul. We saw it with McGovern, especially at Stoke away, didn't we, on his first game? Maybe that's being harsh on him. He did better when he came back in. But for me, set-piece-wise, if you've got those two in the side, you just feel 10 times more comfortable, don't you?
Apparently, on the note of Max Aarons, if he wanted to obtain a Jamaican passport, he could play for Jamaica. I didn't know that. Me
and Craig were talking about this earlier, actually. And with the amount of right-backs that England have, like Aaron Wan-Bissaka's not even been capped yet. You think, realistically, does he go for that sort of thing? I think he backed himself for England.
Yeah, same. I think he should. He's only 21 still.
Good ball from Canos here to Janssen. Middle of the pitch. Finds Mbeumo on the right-hand side. Dimmy, he's absolutely sold Dimmy. And Mbeumo, well played, Krul. Canos misses the sitter. Oh, that's lucky Norwich.
Just seeing it.
Giannoulis gets absolutely sold by Mbeumo. Cuts it back to Sergi Canos. He's middle of the 6-yard area. And he's just completely missed it.
How has he missed that? Tim
Krul parries the Mbeumo cross. Oh, that's poor from Dimmy Giannoulis there. Gets nutmegged by Mbeumo. Far too easy. Cuts it back. Tim Krul parries and Canos has to score. He's just completely missed. I think he's lost his footing.
Yeah, he's lost.
Good God, Dimmy, you've been sold, mate. Go to the shops, pal. Jesus Christ, he's made you like Pound Lamb, bloody James' husband there. Jesus.
Wow.
No, Canos has to score, but we get away with one. Should be 1-1 already.
Aarons is on the line, but I don't think he's going to get any sort of blocking. That should be 1-0.
No. If he hits it with any contact, it's in, isn't it?
Yeah.
Big opportunity for Brentford.
If you haven't already, do give this video a like. I thought I'd just shove that in quick. It does really help us, and we are trying to get to 500 subs. We got to 400 last stream. Obviously, we know we're not going to get to 500 this stream, but we can make a big dent in that. And to Rashad El Kabarevov, how can I watch it live? You are watching it live with us. But if you want to watch it all the way through, it's on Sky Sports Action, I believe, or on iFollow.
Yeah.
So,
and nothing else. If there's anything on Google, it's a complete lie.
There are other ways to do it. Just don't do it. But yeah, give us a like. It does. We do really appreciate it.
First 11 minutes gone here. I think we just need to, if anyone's dropping in after, because obviously it's a dodgy kickoff time, probably more people will drop in as we go. That Norwich already had one really good chance. Emi Buendia, classic ball through to Timu Pukki. David Raya closes him down nice and quickly. Pukki dinks it over him. So I nearly said dinks it over him. Dinks it over him and hits the roof of the net. And then just about a minute or two ago, and Mbeumo sells Dimitri Nulis, makes him look like a pound lad, James Husband, nutmegs him, cuts it back. And Sergi Canos from 6 yards out completely fluffs his kick, but it should be 1-1.
Against his old club as well. I bet he's hating it. Whoa.
Such a good opportunity, isn't it? Such a good opportunity. But no, Norwich started really well with the press. And now after that Brentford chance, it seems to have just, settled down a little bit.
It's interesting that Mario...
Sorry, Joe. Brentford are back 3 here, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. That's what I was about to say. It's 3-on-3 in this semi-press that we're trying to run here.
They don't play 3 at the back, Brentford. So again, a huge sign of respect. Canos left wing back, and Mbeumo right is in the middle now. I don't know if that's really gonna. Maybe that's just in possession, but no, it's a sign of huge respect, really, isn't it?
Is that 2 up top, or is Mbeumo come off?
Yeah, very direct here, which is probably the right way to go. We've seen Watford do it, didn't we? When
actually,
them at Vicarage Road, it was very, very basic, kind of old school football, wasn't it? Just get it in behind the fullbacks because they go so high, and it's the best way to go against Norwich, really. If you're a Brentford scout or any scout watching our channel tonight, I don't think you will be, but that's the best way to go against Norwich. If you want to hire me, it's my number is.
It'd be interesting to see how we deal with this. Tony just applying pressure to Gibson. Gibson's played his way. Oh, Janulis again, dodgy touch. Let it go out for a throw. Just a simple. He just didn't get under control. It's a shame. Come on, he's probably nervous, but come on, pull yourself together. It's just silly little things.
So yeah, like we were saying, Brentford seems to have gone slightly to 3 at the back now. Dalsgaard right wing back, Canos left wing back.
We seem to just be figuring out what to do about it. We seem like we're in sort of some.
I think this is a disadvantage where you don't have a 10 because Mario doesn't really press as well. Oof, Ollie Skip just getting that back to Tim Krul there. Yeah, it feels to me that you're just missing that little, especially in the big games as well. It's a huge difference maker, isn't it? And we've said before, and whilst Daniel Farke said that Kieran Dow is training well, obviously not ready. He doesn't trust him yet, does he?
No. Do you know what though? Kieran Dow looked great modelling the merch in the club shop. He is bloody good at that.
Is that what you're going to keep him for the last 3 years or whatever? Just keep modelling each kit.
He can do the photo shoots because he looks sublime in the away kit.
Big game for Kenny McLean tonight. He's been very impressive this year, hasn't he? But him and Ollie Skip, they need to win that midfield battle. Because if Brentford overrun you there, then you've got a real problem.
I'm wondering if this switch in formation for them is causing them a bit of a problem doing that right at this minute.
I think they're trying to make Norwich go slightly more direct, would you say? Trying to narrow the pitch up, aren't they? Because that's where Norwich like to go. Try and put them out wide. Grant Hanley getting pressurised here.
Gibson might have to pull out a few big switch passes there, I think.
He's in the floor. Well played. Well played, Grant. Godos giving it a little bit back there. I wouldn't mess with Grant, to be honest, Godos, mate. I really wouldn't even go there because Grant will kill you.
He's in his face like, fuck off. Brilliant. I love
Grant. You can try and mess with Grant if you like, but I just wouldn't recommend it. He's probably the most...
I hope he does, because that helps us. If he tries to go at Grant Hanley, Hanley's going to flatten him.
Look at the press, though. Tim Krul obviously wants to pass out from his boxes. And Norwich goal kick. There's 3 Brentford attackers right on the edge of Norwich's penalty area.
They are... I feel like they're setting up now to limit us rather than sort of exacerbate on their own qualities. Do you know what I mean? Like they're trying to limit us now.
Yeah, but in that, if you get a quick ball, especially with some of their players in there, Emi getting crowded out by 4 players there. Too many touches from Norwich at the moment. Yeah. First 5 minutes was excellent. The high press from ourselves were really giving Brentford issues. But now we just need to make sure that we don't give away too many silly touches. Dalsgaard winning against O'Neill. They're winning these second balls here, aren't they, Brentford?
Yeah, come on. Let's
not they're playing Norwich's half since that Canos chance. I think that's given them a bit of confidence, hasn't it?
It certainly looks that way. We're now well in our own half and have been for the last few minutes.
I think as well as giving Brentford confidence, it's kind of reminded Norwich, okay, we just need to remember that actually this is a top operating side. It's not one you really want to go 1-0 down in if you can avoid it. Dimitri Nulis again getting sold, this time by Dalsgaard. it's a silly challenge on the halfway line, isn't it? He's trying to get tight. Dalsgaard does it. Brings it down.
It's only 16 and a half minutes gone here, but Janulis has not had the best start here. He's struggling
ball
a bit.
in. Ivan Toney just can't get connection. Sorry, the replay was wonderfully behind, as I thought it usually is there. What's happened here? It's a quick... Oh, Jensen, lovely ball over the top. Gibson switches off. Oh, just doesn't get enough connection on it, Ivan Toney. Up the other end now. Everybody there trying to thread it through. But did you see that movement there, Joe? There's ball over the top from Jensen.
Yeah.
It's like a reminder of a Kenny McLean one for Emi Buendia against the likes of Barnsley, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Toney gets in behind both Gibson and Hanley, which you'll see a lot in the Premier League next year if we are able to get there. That kind of movement. And he's just hit his shin, I think, hasn't it? He's not been able to get the correct connection.
If he connects with it, it's probably 1-0, let's face it. He scuffed it a bit.
Well, he's middle of the goal, 8 yards out?
If that, yeah.
And he should realistically be scoring. Big opportunity for him.
Come on, Dimmy, get something. Let's have something
Again,
positive.
closing off that Ben Gibson pass route, aren't they?
Yeah.
Such a big part of Norwich's game. That first progressive pass from the centre-back into Ollie Skipp, Kenny McLean, or even an Emi Buendia, so they're on the turn and ready to go.
Brentford doing a good job on us here last sort of 5 minutes. They're really limiting us to our own half. Hanley and Gibson on the ball.
Interesting tactical battle now, isn't it? The first 10 minutes was almost fire meets fire in terms of Norwich were high pressing, had the Timu Pukki chance. Oh, such a good chance for Tony. And then Brentford go up the other end and have a chance. And now it's Brentford are feeling a lot more confident. Norwich are trying to work out how to deal with a team that's actually aggressively pushing them, aren't they? Aggressively going forward and trying to hit them.
Just seen the Ivan Toney chance back. Grant Hanley's actually got both hands over his shoulders. So
if you look at the first bit as well, he's actually on the floor because Gibson pulls him as well.
Right.
So it's very discreet, and we see it a lot in this league, don't we? In particular, Timu's had it a lot of times where he just gets pulled just before he's about to make any conscious kind of contact.
Well, it was vital because any better connection than Ivan Toney probably would have scored that because he just gets to the edge. So
it's very interesting that he's easily got in there. Those two switched off, weren't correct body position, were they? You need to be kind of side on rather than flat because otherwise it's a lot easier for Toney to go forwards than it is for you to turn and go backwards.
I would have thought that will be their one and only warning with him. Yeah. Next one will be in.
No, you're spot on. Well, like we say, 25 goals, 9 assists. This guy is...
Who'd have thought, AJ?
Yeah. No, in all fairness, coming up from League One, he's done brilliantly. And Brentford always seem to recruit good strikers, don't they?
Yes, yeah.
But
his numbers were crazy. If you talk to any Peterborough supporter last year, they said, "Yeah, this guy's top Championship quality already." Good ball there from Kenny McLean. Finds Rancic 35 yards out from goal, breaking forward. Finds Max Aaron from the right hand side. Come on, Maxi. Whips it in. Back stick. Oh, Dalsgaard just gets there before Janulis. In against Mbuemo. Well played, Ollie Skipp. In against Mbuemo. Yeah. He's absolutely
cool.
He reads the game so well.
He does. Against Mbuemo.
And he's ended up on the floor eventually to play the pass, but it wasn't a slide tackle. He's just got in front of him, bullied him off the ball, and
almost lulled him into it, didn't he? I thought he was about to slide in and try and take him.
Yeah.
I remember it's Ollie Skipp. He doesn't really need to go to ground.
No.
I think the ball's just had a little puncture here, probably from the absolute fire of this first 20 minutes. It's been a really, really good start, actually. Whilst there's been a couple of chances each end, it's fascinating to watch. This is a top-end Championship fixture, isn't it?
Why do I look like all Championship managers?
You look like Thomas Frank.
You look like Thomas Frank. Yeah, I'm seeing that. No, I do agree with that.
At half-time, can we have your combined Brentford and Norwich 11 and manager, says Kairos.
That'd be cool. Yeah, we can do that.
That's a really good question. That's a really good question, yeah. We'll go 4-2-3-1, shall we, Joe?
Yeah, I suppose.
Jesus, actually, 4-2-3-1. Who do we pick out of Toney and Pukki?
Well, we're both going to pick Pukki. Come on. I'm not going to pick Toney. We will have their number 10 or closest to it.
But then any number 10 would be better.
Yeah, we'll do that at half time. That'll be good.
We'll try. We might go to a midfield 3 rather than a 4-2-3-1, but we'll see. Yeah. Stick around for it.
Well, while we're here, there's a little bit of a lull in play as it sort of goes into the
Good
middle.
tackle, Mario Vrancic. Sorry, Harvey.
No worries. If you liking what you see and you wanted to donate to what we do, and go to streamlabs.com/CanaryCast. And if you want a random football shirt, then head over to Tops Football and use the code CC20 and get yourself 10% off.
Yeah, really good kits actually. They come very quickly as well. I think it's 5 to 7 working days. Actually come a little bit quicker than that. I've had mine in 3 days, and I'm not any kind of special person. I haven't asked for a special dispensation or anything like that. It has just been, very good, quick service. I got Algeria and Granada kit, which was both very nice. I'm looking forward to being able to use them from the 29th of March when we're allowed.
I saw that someone, I can't remember who it was now, someone who'd ordered one, got the Marathon Bet Sevilla kit. That looked nice.
Yes. No, it looks lovely, lovely kit.
I got myself a Las Palmas kit. Really good quality.
It looks really nice, doesn't it? It looks really nice.
It's not lovely in yellow. I should have worn it today.
It does look a bit like
Whip
a
it out, Harvey. Let's see it, mate.
I don't even know where I put it.
Dimi Janulis is just slightly struggling here against Mbuemo, and I think it's probably taken him a bit by shock, actually, a team that wants to attack Norwich.
I know it's premature, but I am just going to have a look at the options on the bench.
Why? They're not going to be used.
Throw in here from
good point, Harvey.
From Sorensen. 23 minutes gone now, and it's a good opportunity for Brentford. It's going to be another long launch into the box. We need to make sure we win the first flick on because we don't want to give away any silly goals.
The return of the long throw is so welcome to me.
Good ball in. Vrancic, oh, okay, that's lucky. Vrancic leaves a dangling leg out. For me,
that was very clumsy.
Wait for the team with Buki Fast about to come up, which is exactly the same thing.
Yeah,
which is just not in the box. He's lucky there, Mario, because it's a classic Mario Vrancic, isn't it? He kind of puts his body to the side, it's a little bit flimsy, leaves his leg out. I think the Brentford player just goes over slightly too easily to get the penalty. But again,
the Pookie foul is shoulder to shoulder. That's bollocks, ref.
Well, he's just not given one and he's given the other. It's they're exactly the same foul challenge. Very high line from Norwich for this resulting free kick. And
worryingly.
Good header, Grant Hanley. Again, how many times we heard that? And Canos there decides to fire it into the hotel behind Carrow Road. Hit one of the window cleaners in there.
He looks up. He really wants to get on the score sheet, but he should have already done it. Can't believe he missed that chance. Absolute sitter from Sergi Canos earlier. If you're just joining us, can't believe he missed the target completely.
Well, he's completely air kicked, hasn't he? Pretty much. I think he's slipped. I don't know if that's because the pitch is wet or his boots are poor, or because there's no one near him. There's been no contact from anyone else. There's no judgment of a foul, which you could say 5 minutes later, Ivan Toney gets in behind both Hanley and Gibson from a long ball from Jensen. You could say potentially that was a foul if you're being harsh. Now Dimi Janulis on the left-hand side. Norwich need to buck up their ideas because the last 10 minutes has been Brentford's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good 10 minutes.
Toney trying to get in. Hanley has to challenge quickly. The poor ball from Ollie Skip, who's just needs to get himself into this game. He's done a couple of good interceptions, but giving the ball away sloppily at times, which you really don't want against this kind of a level of opponent. Dimi Janulis doing well there. Finding Kenny McLean. Come on then, Vrancic. Let's go.
Better, Dimi.
Emi Buendia on the right-hand side now. Taking on Canos. Taking on Sorensen. Take them all on, Emi! Yes!
Go on. No, I haven't seen it. Wait.
What a goal.
Oh, what a goal.
The ball has
not left the
ground. It hasn't left the ground. He scored from a good watch.
What a goal. That is special. That is special.
He's the difference, lads.
What a goal.
I can't believe I saw that goal before you did.
4 people on there, 4 Brentford players, cut inside, 22 yards out. Get off, Canos. See you later, Sorensen. See you later, Janel. Fires it in. Beautiful, beautiful goal. Come on! Get in there.
2,
I'll be
3.
back my screen, please.
What to finish.
Will do.
To be honest, that's pretty much the only...
Woo.
In 2 men, Canos one of them, cut past the third and then shot really low. He's just on the edge of the D that's around the penalty box on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
Hit low left foot. The ball has not left the ground. He's just tucked it in the far side netting.
Really impressive run and plenty of challenge on him, but that'll do like an absolute wonder of good to this team because Brentford did have the best of it. So
Yeah.
this is going to put some spunk into this.
That is a lovely view, Jacob. That is one of my favourites.
I was supposed to be blacked out.
Emi Buendia, the
3,
difference
2,
again.
1.
Shock.
There he is. Hello, Jacob.
I mean, this is awkward.
He's the difference again. Emi Buendia is he's ridiculous, man. Absolutely ridiculous player. Be interested to see what Thomas Frank does in retaliation to this, considering they've already had a little twist of the game plan.
That's special. That is special. I'm not talking about that picture you've just seen of me.
But it is.
I mean, yeah, the women of Norfolk don't know what they're missing. What a goal!
Yeah, very good.
What a goal that is! I can't underestimate how good a goal that is.
Hoover's gone off.
That is why he's going to be player of the season, because we haven't actually done that much positive stuff in this game.
And nothing, mate. Like we were saying, last 10 minutes has been all Brentford. He picks the ball up. He's not really done anything yet. He's not really had much of the ball. And he then takes on 3 Brentford players, cuts in on his left foot and just slots it. It's such a beautiful finish into the far corner. What a goal! Come on!
So we've got Craig in the chat saying Emi is the best in this league.
Yep.
Without doubt.
And Enoch Calixtro says, hello, greetings from Peru.
Peru?
Hey, wow.
What time is it in Peru? Jesus. Fair play, mate. Lovely job.
Yeah, thank you
Nice
very
to
much.
meet you, Enoch.
And YouTubes is here saying, Buendia is such a talent. Don't know why so much was attention given to Cantwell over him last season. Was it the hair?
I think it was, yes.
And the goals.
It's Puma and the goals.
Yeah,
Goals against the big teams was the difference there, wasn't it? But no, that's one of the best goals I've seen this season.
And we've got Glenn Knightley from Everything Arsenal saying, I have to say it, welcome back to the Premier League, Norwich. About 20 fire emojis and, oh, how much for Emi Buendia, by the way? He's not for sale.
He's not for sale.
No.
I'm sorry. No, you can't pay any money for that lad.
Is your crotch off the screen? I can't even tell.
Yes, it's my face. I don't know if you're trying to say I've got that kind of face level, but...
Well, you said it, not me.
God, Emi in the... Can we actually keep him in the summer?
Yeah, I think you have to get rid of one of
them.
Of Max Aarons or Emi Buendia.
To keep them happy. You think it's at the point where one of them needs to see something?
I think both of them, if you're being honest, have outgrown this club.
Yeah.
I hate to say that because I love this club with every fibre, and you want our club to be the best it can be. But no, they are both.
Do you not feel though that if Norwich do get promoted as champions, they will just say to them, look, give it 6 months. Your value is going to be far higher in January.
Timu Pukki coming through here. Sorry, Harvey, we'll talk about this in a minute. Left hand side, Onel Hernandez comes back to Mario Vrancic, straight at David Raya. Chance.
I think that was ages ago. What minute?
Sorry, am I way behind?
You haven't refreshed after the goal.
Apologies.
That was ages ago.
Right, everybody's on the ball now.
Yeah.
30 minutes gone, yeah?
Live streams. Yeah, 30 minutes.
About that. If you have just joined us, Emi Buendia has got himself on the goal on the score sheet. Perhaps a tad against the run of play.
In the last 10 minutes, you're spot on there, Harvey. Yeah.
In great individual goal, though, he's done it all himself.
No, yeah, he's spot on. He's been fed the ball from Max Aarons. He then takes on 3 players, cuts in on his left foot from the right-hand side, and just beautifully caresses it. Remind yourself of Reading away. That goal was very similar.
Ollie Skip pretty much single-handedly stopping a counter-attack there.
Shock.
That could be a huge goal, though, because like we were saying, last 10 minutes, if you're just joining us, half an hour gone. The last 10 minutes have been all Brentford's. They've had a good chance for Ivan Toney, a gilt-edged chance with
should score.
Who should score. But no, big goal that. And that's what he does. He's a big game player, isn't he? Emi Buendia.
He is.
He was saying on
he is a player.
Wickham, when he gave away that silly yellow card which was coming. A, he gives probably one stupid thing for 5 great things, and B, he could not miss this game, which was just, you can see no other player in this league scores that goal. No other player. What a finish.
Shout out for Grant Hanley as well, because he's stopped most things that have come his way so far tonight and this season. He's been colossal. If Emi Buendia wasn't still in this team, he would be my player of the season.
I think that's a good shout.
YouTube says, when you go up, will the board loosen the purse strings? I think they're all already pretty loose. I've never seen Norwich perform at this level.
Obliged to pay 8 million for Gibson on promotion. We're obliged to pay a further 6.2 for Janulis. So what's that? 14.2.
And then I argue here, did we look at the Godfrey and Lewis money?
Yeah, true.
We've still got enough money probably to cover that. For me, you've got to. And again, it's money which I can't bring out particular players. We'll do that at the end of the year. If we do go up, you need to be spending about 40 million on this side, which is probably, people will be like, wow, but we've got Max Aarons, we've got Emi Buendia. That's with those all in. That's with Timu Pukki. You need a forward, you need a number 10, you need another centre-back, probably a backup keeper. And if Maxi goes, another right-back. Timu Pukki finds Hernandez here. Come on then, O'Neill. Drives at Dalsgaard. Cuts back.
I do think we will spend a lot more money than we did last season, but I don't think we'll see anything like 40 million. I think maybe with the parachute money we've had, the sales of Godfrey and Jamal Lewis, the money we will be getting next season, if we go up, fingers crossed, it will go into plan at the minute. I think we might spend maybe 20, 25, but I don't think it will be 30, 40, you know? I don't think we'll go that far out just in case we have to, twist in January.
I can see them spending 20 odd million in addition to the money they've already committed, to be honest.
So 14.2 is actually quite a big outlay for us before we've even sort of actually started looking for other players as well in the summer.
Poor ball in there. I'll tell you why Emi Buendia hasn't gone to anyone yet, because his bloody corners. Yeah. If you ever, whenever he moves on, just never let him take a set piece, because he's never beaten a man from a free kick in the wall.
No.
Brentford break here. Jensen, look at Timu Pukki coming back there.
Yeah, look at him.
Jensen still going though. Harvey Canos right hand side of the box. Well cleared, Ben Gibson.
Uncle Plays 9471 says, "Come on, Norwich. Is Pukki Premier League level though?"
See, when he's on it, yeah, absolutely. It's just the first season he was here, he's always on it, and now it's in waves. We've said this a few times, but I think
the thing
when
with
he's on
it is Joe, I think you'll agree, he's a mid-end, lower-end Premier League forward. And with that kind of low-end Premier League forward, you need backup for him and suitable backup. So last year, I think he played about 36 games where, to be fair, he had a toe injury for the majority of that. We relied too heavily on him. And we didn't also create enough. We weren't effective enough on the counter-attack. With a silly foul there from Onel Hernandez. But with our style of play, it's all confidence-based, isn't it? In the Championship, we love to dominate the ball. And last year, I don't think we were that far away before lockdown. After lockdown, that's the shittest I've ever seen any football team play. I think we've given away, we waved the white flag for whatever reason. But we weren't progressive enough at the right times. And in the Premier League, it's just such a different level. We gave away silly chances and goals away when we went up last time, but we got away with it because we scored enough. We said that, didn't we? We said we needed another defender when we started, and we got punished time and time again. And this year, we're a lot better defensively. But for me, you still need a couple.
Do you think that adjustment has been made with the Premier League in mind? Because I do.
Yeah, Ben Gibson's a Premier League player. We've just been lucky enough that he's had that issue with Burnley, realistically, aren't we? I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see the Daniel Farke pre-match interview where he didn't deny that they were in for Ivan Toney?
Jensen ball in.
I thought that was very interesting. That they clearly had, let's say that they did go in for Ivan Toney. They have identified that perhaps a viable backup is needed, and I think they may have twisted on usual, but.
You're completely spot on there, Harvey. I think, again, you're completely spot on in terms of you just need suitable cover. I think you loan out Adam Eder next year and get in another top forward. Hugo was a good alternative. The only and I wouldn't like to be this guy.
He's not backup, is he? He's an alternative.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And this is the difficulty. I don't know how you get someone in and say, do you go free at the back and then, Timu Pukki's played through here by Buendia, right-hand side. Great ball.
Oh no, get in the box, go.
Yeah, but do you play 3 at the back and then 2 up top? Emmy in behind those 2? That would make me very happy. Vrancic edge of the box, shoots right footed. Oh, Christ. Okay, maybe not.
Uncle Plays has come back in and said, do you think we should buy Ollie Skip? I don't know if that's very viable.
The answer is definitely yes, but I don't think we can afford it, and I don't think it's realistic.
Unfortunately, he sees himself as a Tottenham player. He loves the club. It's just a perfect match for him to go back next year. I'd love to loan him one more.
I think that is the best case scenario, is that he stays for another year on loan.
Yeah.
But as YouTube says, Jose also loves the kid. So maybe a Winks loan, you never know.
Yeah, I think you're right. You're spot on, Harvey. Another loan is our best bet there, I think, because
slip from the keeper.
I mean, I honestly don't think Skip would look out of place in a game against top 6 Prem team. Do you, Jacob? He might take him 20 minutes to get into it, but I think he would be fine.
It is a completely different level, though. I think that's the only thing. I think, if I'm being honest, and I am slightly biased in this opinion, I think he could do with probably one more year with someone who would stay up and plays good football. Like, I'd hate but you know what I mean. Like someone who's definitely going to stay up. Like I was going to say Wolves, but even they've been poor this year. That kind of top 8 side. I'd say someone slightly below an Everton, around that level. Maybe they're a bit too high this year, but around that level, I'd hate to say it, maybe a Villa, because they've done very well this year. That kind of stuff that are going to stay up and will dominate the ball, because you don't want to be in a team that loses a lot of games, because then he's going back to Spurs with an expectancy to win every game.
Yeah.
I think he could do with one more year, personally, just to see.
I think just to add a bit more challenge as well.
We've seen the difference, haven't we? We've all seen the difference. Like with reviewing games, the Premier League and Championship, especially this year, is the difference is night and day, isn't it? It's the gap is getting bigger every time. That is because of the money, and it's difficult now with obviously the Brexit rule in terms of trying to get players in smartly. It's just not going to happen as much. And
also,
you
the
see,
like the English players has also rocketed up as well.
And the thing is, and this is not a dig at you directly, Harvey, but like Newcastle, they play shite football, but they find a way because it's very defensive based, isn't it? It's all about.
If we do that, to be
honest. But they get enough, don't they? They seem to get it done. Or we'll go up a little bit. Burnley play poor football.
They play football with the intent of getting over the line.
It's results-based football, isn't it? Rather than what we play. Daniel Fark, just seeing a replay of this Buendia goal. Special goal.
Holds off Canos, cuts inside, cuts past another one, almost puts it through the feet of Winston Reid as well. Absolute joke.
So that's a special goal, and it should be up there with player of the season, goal of the season for me.
In all this, in all the amazement of the goal, we've forgotten to mention that is his 10th now, right?
Yeah, and we said at the start of the season, didn't we? We wanted double figures from him. If we're counting penalties, which personally I am, that's 10 goals, 12 assists this year, which is
very good return.
In 28 games, Vrancic. Winston goes in on him there. That's play on, man. What are you playing on for? He's in.
Heavy touch.
Teamy Poopy's in there.
But I've just seen it,
Winston Reid's about 65 decades too late to the ball. Take Vrancic. That's a horrible challenge,
that. What about the midfield for the Premier League? Example, McLean, O'Neill and Vrancic. Are they ready? Or is there some...
this is your issue, Harvey, and you're spot on. Is that a question on live?
Yeah. It's from Uncle Plays.
No, spot on. It's a great question, because this is the difference between they're good for the Championship, but probably not good enough for the Premier League. Kenny aside, I think
Kenny
job. But this is again where you could do with another winger. So O'Neill's not your first choice. Like you could say, okay, Todd, but we are actually quite a few levels apart, really, from sustainable Premier League quality. I would say, like the likes of Palace, for example, have a Wilfried Zaha, so they can have a Jeffrey Schlupp who's shit. So you can give and take because you've got someone who's so good. Maybe the only problem with Emmy is in this league it's fine because he's levels above it. In the Premier League, he is fine against some opponents, and he will get sent off next year, for example. It's guaranteed. and then you have to try and rely on someone else. Todd stepped up last year. Hopefully we see that again from a new signing or someone else.
Owen Eldon to the wall, cleared away.
We will do videos on stuff like that, Uncle. Once the season's finished, let us finish it, and then we will be doing all sorts of videos like that.
Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of season.
Previews?
Review. We'll have a review of this season.
Yeah.
Kind of what went right, what went wrong, and previews can't be on your arm because Premier League means views, baby.
We hope.
What did it?
Agree to disagree, but Uncle thinks, or no, rather, do we think that Vrancic should start games or come on as a sub? Now, he started this game.
Sorry, Harvey. Yeah, carry on, Harvey.
He started this game, but cast your mind back to the start of the season. He wasn't really getting close to the team. I wonder if this is a bit of more necessity to have Vrancic. He clearly wants to have someone else in there.
It's more of a Mario Vrancic is a number 8 trying to do a number 10's job. He's been shoehorned in there. He's doing an admirable job. Nothing, got no problem with Mario, but he's not a 10. And I think you're asking a lot of him. And I think it's probably unfair to judge him as a 10. We'd probably have to look at him as an 8.
No, you're spot on. And the interesting factor is he's out of contract at the end of the season. So personally, I'd give him another year because at Premier League level, I think he's one of our best players on the ball.
His best set piece taker as well.
Exactly. And I just think pace is of course, his only issue. Because again, that league is a step up. There's a free kick here because Mario, ironically, gives the free kick away, which Mbuemo's going to lead.
High line again.
Back post, Pinnock, silly foul. Ooh, silly. Was he fouled?
Looked a bit foul.
Yeah,
good pressure from O'Neill there to push out for a throw. But we'll have an. Oh no, it's a Norwich throw, is it?
Yep, Norwich throw now.
Even better.
Couple of minutes left this first half, but both Vrancic and Daniel Jensen have spent considerable minutes on the floor, so I think we're probably going to have at least 4 minutes stoppage time here.
There's so many. There's really good questions from the chat tonight, but in terms of the Premier League, it's such an interesting debate. And we go in on quite a few nominal things. There's just so many things you can go into. We'll get the journalists on, like you, Michael Bailey's, when we can. And ask him, whilst we obviously have our own opinions, he'll know probably from more promotion experience what we can spend. Great ball from Kenny to Max. But it feels like this year going up, this feels like the one, A couple of years ago, it felt like a bit of a potluck.
Well, we were ahead of the curve, but that was the line, wasn't it? That was the party line.
It's true. No one expected that season, did they? I think the ambition was probably top 10, push the playoffs if you can. And we caught the league napping, thankfully. This year, it's expected. And next year, you cannot finish adrift like we did. I don't think. That's not good enough for me.
Opinions on Janulis from Uncle as well there. He's looked a bit ropey this game, but the last 2 or 3 games, I was becoming interested in. He's growing, isn't he? I think defensively, for me, he gets found out in the top league at the moment. But that doesn't mean he can't improve that side of his game. I think going forward, I can see exactly why he's favoured to Xavi Quinter. He's quicker, looks fitter to me, and offers a little bit more in terms of he can cross as well as Xavi Quinter, but he's just got he's a little bit sliding, isn't he? Probably needs a bit more cover from the left-sided central midfielder as well, Jacob Janulis. That he is so keen to get forward that Kenny sometimes will come across and fill the gap,
which is fine in this league. In the top league, though, that's where we got found out so many times. That
lovely touch.
Year, wasn't it?
Yeah,
good touch there from Dimmy.
Pookie has a go, blocked and collected gratefully by the keeper. A couple of good questions in here. YouTube says, is it true Cantwell has 15 months on his contract left? And if so, how did the club let that happen? I do believe he's the only one to have a poor contract, but 15 months, which you imagine he'll probably go to like a league like that.
No, fascinating one actually, because like you're saying, he's the only one that out of Max Aarons, you had the advantage, Jamal, Ben Godfrey, you can list off every single player pretty much since Weber came here that we've had the advantage. With Todd, it's always been that way though, isn't it? It's why hasn't he come into the team early? You hear so many coaches say, why is he not broken through earlier? Because he's a little bit different. He is just a little bit languid. And to be fair, his agent is the same as Josh Madgers. So he was at Sunderland, and I don't know if you watched the Netflix documentary. Whoever was watching,
So funny.
He put that agent though will push for a big move.
Yeah.
And Todd's probably a lucrative player in that regard because he's a little bit flamboyant. He's got his TikToks, he's got his Twitter. Sorensen with another long throw in, good header from Kenny McLean. All back stick, Tony's free.
Could be a break here.
Emi Buendia.
Great ball to Pukki.
Go on then, he's on. Go team.
Oh, and it's blocked by the keeper. Shocking finish.
Fucking hell, what a pass. I know this isn't going in, but what a pass. Yeah, good save, I guess. That should be 2, really.
That definitely should be 2, which brings us to Jonathan Henry's point. Does Pukki play next year? I imagine we will need to replace him. We were just saying about...
How has he not scored that?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
We'll do the comments in a minute, because this is... What on earth is that finish?
Yeah, he could have gone... The keeper's sort of already down on his knees with his hands up here, and there's a gap under him, and he's dinked it.
In this game, you need to... Don't piss about with it there, Timu. Don't do your fucking fiddle shit. Just fucking
Jacob, he never smashes it. He's always
no, Joe. He's trying to dink him. He's trying to.
He should have gone low.
Leave the fucking corner, man.
Yeah.
Stick it in the corner. Game done. Game done.
Passion like this that you get on CanaryCast. But really good half. What a ball from Buendia. I can't get over that ball.
Yeah. So let's go about that, Harvey, because Kenny McLean wins the header on the edge of our box. Buendia picks it up slightly right hand side, probably right back channel. Surges past Mbuemo, who's apparently one of Brentford's best players, makes him look like League One level, and then plays one of the most stupendous balls through to Teemu Pukki I've seen. Like from him, a ball! Teemu Pukki is 1-on-1 with David Raya, who's not the tallest goalkeeper, by the way. He's not an imposing figure. He's in. He's got all the time in the world. There's defenders.
He probably goes for like maybe 2 strides too long. If he takes the shot a little bit earlier, he has a better angle, but it just straight into him, and he had so much goal to hit.
With those 2 extra touches, Harvey, he then is far too close to David Raya, isn't he? And then tries to dink him. Raya puts his arm up, cuddles it like a bloody cuddly bear. And it should be 2-0.
It should be 2-0, but a good half, lads. Come on.
Yeah, good half overall.
We got away with the Sergi Canos chance. That should have been 1-0 Brentford. But a bit of magic from Emi's the difference. Shock nearly sets up Pukki as well.
For a second, Joseph. I'm sorry. I'm still not over it.
Go.
Lord.
It's okay, Jacob. It's okay.
Right, 45 to go. It's all right. But you're right. The gap was there to go low, and he dinked it and shouldn't have.
He definitely should have scored.
Sorry, Harvey. Just 2 years.
Poor Benny. I've been wanting to read Benny's message out for like
2 years ago. He doesn't fuck around with that.
No, I know. Yeah, Jacob, you're not wrong, mate.
It's okay.
But he doesn't even fuck around with it. He could miss it, but he doesn't fuck around with it like that, does he? He doesn't try and go for a stupid little dink. I love Teemu Pukki. I'm not like...
He knows that.
This is me being at the ground now, just reacting because I'm in that reactionary mood. When I look back at this, I'll be like, oh, it's fine. We might win the game. But if we draw 1-1 now or lose 2-1 or anything like that, that's the chance. And what the question was saying earlier about is Teemu Pukki Premier League class, that's your only chance in the Prem.
Yeah,
that's
true.
One.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's a good point. In the Prem, that's 100% the case. We've got to do that mixed 11 as well, Harvey. Do you want to rattle through the comments? And
Let's
we'll do that.
quickly rattle through the comments.
How did he miss?
Poor Benny. He's sent his message in.
Sorry.
Malmo fan here, hoping that P. Jansen doesn't trip on the Premier League line for the 5th year in a row. Thanks, Benny. We appreciate that a lot.
I like that comment. Who's that from?
That's from
Malmo
Benny
fan.
Hanna.
I like that, Benny. That's very. Pontus Janssen from what? Do you remember when Leeds were playing Villa and Leeds had to give that goal away and Bielsa was like, give the ball, and Janssen was trying to kick him. From that moment, I knew Janssen was a knobhead. So I'm happy to see him bottle it again.
Kairas is back in, says, assuming promotion and assuming relegation, I assume, who would you take from Sheffield United?
Ooh.
Keeper?
No, Ramsdale's not been good enough this year. Not much, not many. Lundstrom's out of contract. He'd be quite a nice box-to-box midfielder for me.
On a free, yeah.
I think we've lacked that since Johnny Howson for me. maybe anyone else? Jack O'Connell's been injured all season. I think he's a fantastic centre back.
How old's Ender Stevens? I know we don't need a left back, but just how old is he?
Again, you're looking at. No, I'm not sure. I would say personally for me, Lundstrom you'd look at. Maybe Andrew from Chelsea. He's not been that well praised this year, but for me, he's a good player if you get him in the right team.
Which is he's got a point to prove, and that sort of makes him perfect for Norwich, really, doesn't it?
But no, only a couple really, because it's even Chris Wilder says they've just not got enough, unfortunately.
Which is a shame, because they're not a great club, but they've got a bit of fight. YouTube says Buendia is filth, but Pookie must drive you nuts. Just rewind a few minutes. Alex Mighton.
Not again.
Alex Mighton says, ha ha ha, Norwich are shit up the Forest. Fair enough.
Doesn't it? There's a player called Mighton for Forest.
Sorry, was that? What did he say? Up the Forest?
Yeah.
Not in the Forest. Where are you in the league, mate? Come on now. I know. I know. But I know we're gonna. We know Chris Hewlett, Alex. Yeah, I feel for you more than you feel for us.
Yeah,
don't worry.
Forest, it'll be shit to watch. You'll be bored out of your mind.
If you go up, wait until you see the dross, mate. I'd rather be in the Championship.
Yeah. Here. Should we do that combined 11?
Well, we've still got quite a good idea. We've got still got a few more. Sorry. Hi from Spain says Shaw's NBA. Go Norwich. Another
mate. Wow, Spain, Peru, absolutely loving it. Hello, nice to have you on board.
We're so international tonight, lads. This is good.
It's good.
Whereabouts in Spain, out of interest?
Yeah, send us a message with where you're from Spain. And Harry9471 says next season Pookie needs to score them. Fucking hell. Agree.
Yeah.
And I think Jacob has made a strong case. Yeah. I will let you two do your combined 11. I will be 2 minutes.
Okay.
No worries.
So, Raya, or Krul? I'm going Krul. Makes less mistakes. Penalties.
Spot on. Yep, Timmy Krul.
Dalsgaard, Max Aarons. Do I need to ask you that one?
No,
Max Aarons. Winston Reid, or hang on, how are we going to do this? So you've got two. So pick two of Reid, Pinnock, I suppose Janssen as well, and then Gibson and Hanley.
Again, you're going to be a little bit controversial and say Gibson and Hanley. I think the other two are decent, but still make errors. I'd say those two are you're more physical and better for the horrible games.
How quick is Pinnock? Would he be nice next to Gibson? Yeah, true. Good point.
I think we've got the slight edge there, but for left back, I know you're going to ask Giannoulis or Rico Henry.
Fair.
Best left back in the league.
So pick two from Janelt, Jensen, Kenny, and Skip. I guess they're our best two. Do we put Mario in there?
Yeah.
Still, definitely Skip. And probably Jensen.
Yeah, I like Janelt, but I think Jensen's probably been doing it a little bit longer. Are we talking about Josh De Silva as well? Because I think if we were trumping both of them, we'd say Skip and De Silva, wouldn't we?
That's an awful lot of potential, actually. I actually really like Jensen. I actually think he's really good.
You could have, well, what we'll do is put Jensen and Skip there then and put De Silva at 10, because we don't have a number 10.
Yeah, that'll do. So wingers. So Goddess or Mbuemo. No. Yeah, I suppose you'd play Mbuemo wide.
Mbuemo left, because we need Emi Buendia on the right. Buendia.
Yeah, well, Buendia's in.
Yes.
Buendia's in.
Buendia, Mbuemo, De Silva is your three.
Yeah. But then we're leaving out Campbell.
Yeah.
Do we care? Yeah, no. And then so Tony or Pookie. I can't say Ivan Tony.
You're asking me a horrendous time.
Yeah.
Because Timu's just missed an absolute sitter, but I can never go against my Timu Pookie.
No, Timu. So there you go. From Brentford, that was Rico Henry, Jensen, De Silva, and Mbuemo.
Alex Mighton commenting up the Forest again. Yeah, no, they are a great club. I've been to the City Ground. No, they are. They are a good club. They are a big club. They are a good club. I do like the City Ground. I did leave a dent in the wall there, not trying to be hard or anything. Very aggressive after the 2-1 loss. I think Antonio scored in the last minute, and I was more angry than what I was after
the last time I went to Forest, the Norwich fan that always used to wear the green morph suit got stabbed. So it wasn't the best impression.
No.
I must admit.
Right, I'm just going to nip to the loo myself if that's
I'd like to do that as well.
I'll go first and then you can skip out afterwards, yeah?
All right, mate. Cool.
I am back now. It's absolutely kicked off in the chat since I left.
Yeah, what
Alex
have we
Martin
had?
has come back saying, you're going to bottle the playoffs. Don't think we're in the playoffs. You'll never get automatic. You're too shit for that.
This guy's an absolute felon.
Always referring to the league, you Norwich fans are. I mean, if this is an attempt at trolling, this is just terrible.
This is crap, lads. Stay classy, Alex Martin. But I think that's just a Forest player's name, isn't it? He's just a troll. It's cool. We like anyone here. If you want to give some out, we will give it back. Don't go crying to your mum. It's fine.
It's all good. It's all good fun. It's all good fun. Alex, we do appreciate you giving us some banter as well, because it is always fun. Harry says Pookie misses too many chances. Alex, where are you in the league?
Well, I think that's
and
just
Joker.
Sorry, Harvey, just on the Pookie chances. The 18-19 season, for most of that season, I think it tailed off towards a bit at the end, but for most of that season, he scored with every other shot on target, one of them. We're seeing that less now, especially when he misses chances like that in big games. Jacob still absolutely fuming about that. So I'm going to pass to you, Jacob. I'm going to take 2 minutes.
Is this for Timu, is it, Harvey?
What's that?
Did Joe talk about Timu Pookie, yeah?
No. We were talking about some other striker. No, we were pretty much just saying it was, he was scoring with every other shot. And now it's sort of like 1 every 4. And it's something that I think it's a little bit worrying for Norwich is they had the momentum of having a really free scoring striker when they went up the previous time, and they don't have that now. And my main concern is with Norwich scoring not as many as the last time they were going up.
Yep. And
goals are starting to look like the problem. So it would be interesting to see what the Norwich board are going to do about that.
I think it's like no fans. Sorry, Harvey, just because the momentum, isn't it? I think I think a lot of finishers actually will rely on that adrenaline push, and it feels sometimes like a bit of a training ground. I know that's obviously not like they obviously are pumped for it, but you know what I mean. Like even when we go and play football, if you're watching in front of people, you just feel a little bit more adrenaline rush. And considering 27,000 people they're lacking, I am a bit more calm about the situation now. But he has to be more now. In this kind of game, if you miss when he missed the pen against Birmingham, wasn't as bad because you're going to get another chance. In these kind of games, though, you're not going to get as many as we've seen.
My other concern is because the tail end of last season, it was so apparent to see that Norwich were a team that pretty much played on confidence and that alone. Is the ability for goals in the squad all around the pitch in the Premier League as viable as last time they were up? I'm not so sure.
It's spot on there because, well, let's be fair, we really struggled last time in the Premier League for goals. And that was with Emi Buendia in the side. That was with, a lot of injuries. Like we can respect that. When we came back from lockdown, we scored one goal. I think it was in the Premier.
Something ridiculous.
It was horrendous. And we didn't look like we just looked so far off the Premier League level compared to the other teams. It was really quite worrying. We're just seeing that Timu Pookie chance again. What a ball, Emi Buendia. It's Jensen trying to... Timu, mate.
He just needs to shoot a bit earlier, doesn't he?
Yeah, you're spot on, Harvey. He just needs to shoot so much. He needs to
shoot. You're probably not going to see this. He needs to shoot there.
He's just as
he crosses the penalty area, he should shoot.
And he normally would. That's my issue. Is he trying to be too cocky? Yeah. Which I don't really kind of put Timu Pookie on. I don't look at him and go, this guy tries to take the piss out of the keepers. He's a smart striker. A couple of years ago, he's just a bit of a robot, wasn't he? Chance, goal. And I'm not expecting every single chance to go in, but that has to, especially in this game.
That is, you've received that against a team you're in and around of the Premier League and you missed that. That's the league gone. It's like, that's relegation. So,
and even
the striker conversation is going to be such a good video for, I think, the pair of you to discuss what's happening up front for Norwich, because it's such an important position, especially in a team as flowing as this one. If there's no progress on that front, and if Timu Pukki is starting to decline from the heady heights of his first season, it'll be interesting to see. A couple of comments before we do start half-time. Sorry, Jacob, go for it.
I was just going to say, what we do have to say very quickly is how good Buendia's been.
Yeah. Oh, class.
Different level. Go on.
Unbelievable.
Comments, did you say, Harvey? Sorry?
Yeah, a couple of comments in reference to our good friend Alex Mighton, who said about always referring to the league, you Norwich fans are the league, Coleman's mustard and Stephen Fry. What else is there? Thanks, Dad. And Kairas says, which 3 teams are going up this season? I think you're looking at 2 of them.
Yeah, I think you are. And then probably, I reckon Watford will probably do Swansea in the playoffs.
You reckon?
I wouldn't be, yeah. I think momentum's obviously an interesting one. If you're saying right now, you'd say Cardiff, because, Jesus, they're on an incredible run. But when we played them, they were dreadful. So but if you're looking at quality, yeah, at the moment, you'd say Brentford are probably going to pick. This game's massive.
Here we go, second half.
Yeah, second half has just kicked off, by the way, if you are watching along with us.
Big long ball to Tony. Hanley wins the header. That is what we want to see, Grant.
This second half's a huge one, isn't it, for the season, really? I back us to keep them to probably 1 goal. Skip gives the ball away stupidly there. Good challenge, Mario Vrancic.
Be interested to see how much they come at us this second half. If the score stays like this, I think it'll probably be more. It'll depend how much we want to go at them as well, I guess.
I think with Buendia on the side, he's got enough to be able to. Well, he's playing them for fun, actually, isn't he?
Yeah, I think that's the case with this whole league for him, Jacob. He's just it's easy for him.
And Buemo, 25 yards.
Terrible pass.
The opportunity.
Yeah, go on.
I was going to say it was a good opportunity.
Yeah. It was. If you haven't already, do give us a like. We do really appreciate it. Give us a subscribe as well, because we are on the track to 500. We got 400 last time. Would really appreciate it. And if you've been enjoying the coverage, like I know Alex Mighton has, then do go to www.streamlabs.com/CanaryCast and you get a little message at the bottom just underneath me. So, and we would really appreciate it.
Harry in the chat, I do have to say Grant Hanley has come back this season with a bang. He's been amazing. Couldn't agree more. It's been, 3 or 4 months now. He's just been colossal.
I think, as I've said quite a few times, even last year, I remember speaking to Michael Bailey when it was non-COVID world, and we were all together, weren't we? I said Hanley had been our best performing centre-back, and he looked at me like I just was speaking alien to him. And and I shat myself because I thought, oh God, that's how like but then he kind of came around and said, oh, actually, yeah, no, if you think about it, it actually has been since that first couple of months where he had that groin injury, where he scored that own goal against Liverpool, long throw there, and he wins that one. He's been tremendous. I thought he was great in the Premier League back end of last season, and he's huge. And he said he foul. It doesn't give it. Jensen
advantage away.
We'll have to get Mr. Bailey back on soon, lads. It's coming round to that time. Need to see if we can do something else with him. That'd be fun. It's always a pleasure to have Michael on.
But no, what you're saying is spot on in terms of earlier, Joe. If it's not for Emi Buendia, you give Grant Hanley player of the season without a shadow of a doubt. I think the
great tackle on the edge of the Brentford area, and they're about to break through on the left-hand side with Onel Hernandez.
Onel, come on then. Let's go for a second. Let's get that second and finish it off, Onel. Okay, go backwards.
And then the move disperses. That was a great opportunity for sort of a 5-on-4 opportunity, and then just
this is what we're saying in terms of the counter-attack. We're just not that effective at some of the time, are we?
Yeah.
And we're going to have to be better at it next season. And I know you're going to say Pajeta. I know you're going to mention Pajeta in this because it suits him, but we need to get better at that. Playing on the break for the Premier League.
Was it earlier in the season where Pajeta accelerated like a Formula 1 car in a break? It was just
the first game of the season.
It was just ridiculous, and
we haven't seen that.
Missed that.
We haven't seen it that sort of pace since, though. Do you not? We had this conversation last week, didn't we?
Had a comment Spectrum Smag, are you going to show the game? Unfortunately, mate, we would love to, but we can't.
Copyright.
I don't want the channel taken out for copyright, which we personally don't because we're enjoying growing it. But do stay with us because we are all describing it as well as we can. And if Teamy misses another one, you'll see me go to another rage quit mode. Which is...
But if you do want to watch it, Spectrum Smag, it's only £10 on iFollow. I know it's not ideal, but that's probably the easiest way to get it. And if you have Sky, it's on Sky Sports Action, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. When I put the app on, a Sky app on, I was like, oh God, it's not on. Oh God, I had to scroll down. Couldn't believe it. Not even on the prime time channel this tonight. Big game.
The biggest game of the season.
Our back four works so well together. Couldn't get anyone better, says Harry 471.
At this level, no, I think you're spot on there, Harry. I'd say in the top level, you do need another centre-back next year, just because whilst Grant has been, beaten all logic, really, because he's been injured every year at some period of time, I think you do need a backup there. And I think for Maywo, Bashiri, we've said before, it's just such a huge step to come back from on loan to then play in the Premier League. It's too big a gap, really, isn't it?
I don't think the problem is either Gibson or Hanley. I think it's the fact that as good a bloke as he is, Zimmerman is not good enough backup in the Premier League.
Vrancic giving away another foul there. And we were saying earlier, can we judge him? He's just not in the right position and looks slightly leggy for me, especially with a yellow now. Next 10 minutes, I'd say probably take him off.
Well, he's got another, 30 minutes before Daniel Farker will make a substitution, so he's got to pace himself just a little bit. But there's a free kick in a really good position for Brentford on the left-hand side, and it looks like it's going to be whipped in by Sorensen.
Jensen plays it in, back stick, Pinnock heads on, easy gone. Well played.
YouTube's makes a fantastic point here of there are 2 Michelin star restaurants in Norfolk. Thanks, YouTube's.
I think I would apply to what's in Norwich. Wonderful beaches as well. Wonderful coastline.
And great yams.
I tell you what, you put out today, you enjoy it very much because it's a lovely little trip. There's loads of... But the only problem is when you go on a night out in Norwich, everyone does know everyone. Well, if you don't know everyone, your brother will. And that's not anything to do with
speaking to your brother. That would be Teemu Pukki on the edge of the area. He's still got it. He's got an opportunity. He shoots and it's tipped wide.
Oh, great save. I don't know why I'm behind you, Harvey. I don't know what your stream's doing because it's much better than mine. Really good play from Teemu. 25 yards out. I don't think he's ever scored a goal from outside the box, has he, for Norwich?
Again, you fancy him to just shoot a little bit earlier and he would have had a better opportunity. He made it difficult for himself to
see. I think that's a very good stop from David Ray. It's a decent effort. I can't fault him there.
It's going right in the corner.
If only you did that in the penalty area in the first half, Seaman.
That was a much easier chance than that.
It's going to be probably hit the first man. There's Buendia's on it.
We just need someone at that front post, which we did against Wickham.
Out for the chance and hooked over. That's a terrible
Grant. Jesus, that's a defensive... it's fallen to Grant Hanley just behind the penalty.
He's
trying
rubbish.
To clear it. Would you like to see Vrancic and McLean swap? Yes, Craggles, you know I've said this many a time. I think McLean can play 10 without a shadow of a doubt. It's just probably to run there.
I'd like to see it, Craig. Don't get me wrong. Like, in theory, it's probably pretty good. I don't know if Kenny is as good at beating a man as Jacob says he is.
I just remember Everton away, mate, when we were both lauding him for that. And that's really the only time we've seen him properly in that number 10 position. But I think in reality, if you're trying to put probably square pegs in round holes, aren't you? You just need a top class number 10. We've been doing that for the last 2 years. And Marco Stiepermann could be a great backup. Oh, Emmy nearly wins that ball back. But you just need a Marco Stiepermann replacement, really, because he could be great backup next year, but he can't be.
I think I would swap Vrancic for any substitute at the moment because he is looking so knackered at the moment.
Well, with a short ball back, Tim Krul comes out as well.
A couple of other comments as well. Still calling for 2-0. Still Pukki has a goal in him. Thoughts on our defending today? Pretty good, Tommy.
Clean sheet so far.
He's won a couple of times, hasn't he? Canos should have had a goal, but realistically, we've stopped them from getting anything gilt edge apart from that. Which, to be fair, against this kind of quality opposition this year, I think in general you can back the defence a lot more than the attack, you'd say, which is, I didn't think I'd ever say that about a Norwich team, especially under Daniel Farke.
Gibson has changed this, I think, just the solidity of the whole thing.
No, you're spot on.
Because I think it was injury record.
Yeah, Hanley remaining injury-free has been huge. Just because he's there's a silly foul there from Brentford.
I think Zimmerman's come in and showed exactly why they're so good as well, because he's been okay, but he's given away silly errors, which these guys just don't do very much.
No.
And to be fair with Grant, if he feels under pressure, he'll just launch it. Like, it's as simple as that, and that's what I like about my defence.
He's onside on the right-hand side.
He looks hungry now, doesn't he? He's annoyed himself for missing that opportunity. You can tell. He wants that.
Played out to Max Aarons on the right. He tries to be his man, but no.
A fired-up Pookie is not a bad thing, lads. Not a bad thing.
Wendy were hooked past, which was slightly silly. But no, Norwich seem, I think, in control enough of it for now, would you say, gents?
Yeah, I'm not sweating profusely. I'm fairly calm, considering it's only 1-0. Plenty of time still to go. I'm feeling fairly comfortable.
It does feel like this game is on the edge. It feels like it's about to tip over into something exciting, and it could go either way, because Brentford still are an incredibly talented side, and if they do get something, then this is blowing the whole game wide open. But if Norwich get that second goal, they can pretty much put it to bed, I think.
No, I think you're spot on. Harry asking thoughts on Zimmerman at Premier League level. I'll let you go first.
No.
Cool.
Great. Obviously, I've never met Zimbo. He's obviously a great bloke, though. He does plenty around the club. Great ambassador for the club.
It's a good break here for Brentford. Ivan Toney on the edge of the area, but it's well tackled out.
Well played, Dimitri Nunes. Gibson in the second time. No, same as it. I tell you what, I can give complete credit for Christoph Zimmermann for is he has got the absolute maximum out of his ability.
Yes, works very hard to optimise his own game.
Because whilst, to be honest, he's probably had a little bit of luck in terms of Daniel Farke being appointed Norwich manager. He is a championship player. He has performed, especially in the first couple of years, very well. Actually, and
good opportunity for Brentford. Good block.
Let's face it.
Good block, Max Aarons. Very good block. Janelt picks up the second ball.
Good ball in. Back across the edge of the area, and it's somehow missed by everybody, and Norwich can take it away.
So Jensen ball in. Canos knocks it back across the edge of the box, and like Harvey is saying, there's about 10 men in there. But nobody's near it. Very lucky again for Norwich. That drop of the ball is just not happening just yet. No rub of the green for Brentford, thankfully, so far.
Quickly back to Zimmerman to continue that. Let's not forget, this bloke was training to be a teacher when he was thinking he was going to get his Dortmund 2 contract. He wasn't going to get a new one. Trained to be a teacher, and then Daniel Farke gets appointed Norwich manager. Christoph comes with him, does admirably for 2 or 3 seasons, but I think he's done very well for himself. Very well for himself. But
great challenge, Ollie Skip on Mbuemo. Wonderful tackle. I tell you what, the moment that switched it for me, and it's just unfortunate really, is
when he got turned.
Haller comes in and takes his knee out, and he's never been the same player since. He never had
opportunity for Brentford, but just a bit over here on the right hand side.
Trying to play it through to Dalsgaard.
They're getting opportunities here, and you want Norwich to be a little bit smarter in closing down his tackles, but Ollie Skip stopped a fantastic opportunity as well, and you just like to see him do that a little bit more often. Tiny133 says, so if we go up, who do you say goodbye to in the ideal world, who would you sign? Well, in the ideal world, Mbappe, but a realistic
who would you say goodbye to? I think saying goodbye to we can definitely do. McGovern, but he'll probably be on the coaching staff.
I think you'll keep McGovern for another year. I think Stuart Webber said that in his interview recently, didn't he?
Did he?
That he's probably going to have another year. I think it depends on Nyland. Does he?
Yeah, true.
What that trial does there with McGovern, and obviously Nyland himself. There's a couple of
Zimmerman. Or would you keep him about because he's good round the club?
Fourth choice, I'd say you do. He's Daniel Farke's lieutenant in that changing room, and that's a big thing, you know.
Yeah.
There's opportunities for Zimmerman to perhaps join the coaching staff. I mean, he's trained to be a teacher, so
not yet. He's not. How old is he now?
No, he'll stay in and around third, fourth choice while Daniel Farke's here. When defeats are going against you, Christoph Zimmermann steps up and is a leader in that group, and will keep giving that Daniel Farke message. simple management, isn't it? If you have a lieutenant there in any business, they keep giving your orders out, people will respond. It's not the same.
He's exactly 8 months older than me, Zimmerman. He's 28.
Yeah, past it. Hanley has done well tonight. Thought Tony would have him a few times. To be fair, there's been a few moments where it's been really sort of shaky, but he's marshalled him well so far.
Yeah, surprisingly quick though. For me, I think it's actually the ball over the top from Jensen in the first half from a quick free kick. It's actually Ben Gibbon who was slightly static and on his heels, and it was Grant who, yes, did slightly grab Tony back, but he was the one actually on it. I'd say that's a couple of times I've seen, whilst Ben Gibson has been absolutely brilliant, there's a couple of times against top level teams, sorry, against Watford as well, where on the turn, he's not the quickest. So that'll be very interesting to see next year.
Zimmer.
When we do, if we do that.
That's about right.
Great
comment.
That's a brilliant comment. Brentford have been 1-0 down in 21 of the 27 games.
I know where you get your humour from, Harvey.
Yeah,
Brentford have been 1-0 down, 21 of 27 points gained, win tie. 1-0 down in 21 of 27 games that they won points from.
High there to Tony. Tony looked very happy to fall down there. I think that's a poor free kick for the referee to give away. Don't let him play it there, ref. Okay,
hour gone, 1-0 Norwich still. I feel like there's a Brentford chance, not too far away. But
I think that's what Benny's trying to say there with being 1-0 down quite a lot this year. And it is true. They have found a way to grind out results. They do give away a silly goal. That helps with obviously the defence kind of having as many injuries as they do. You can see they're missing Rico Henry tonight massively because they're only really going down the right-hand side. Sorensen's just coming up forwards for the long throws pretty much.
Oh, not 18 of you watching now. It's absolutely lit in the chat. Can we get your score predictions for the last half an hour? Half an hour to go. Is it going to stay at 1-0?
Absolutely lit in the chat, Joe.
What do you think is going to happen? Get it in the chat. Let's hear it.
Thank you to every single one of you who have commented tonight, because we have had a lot, and this will be a lot of people who this will probably be our highest one.
Yeah, it is.
I really appreciate everyone who's been new to come in and ask us a lot of interesting questions, because you know what, it's tricky to talk for 90 minutes, but when we're having...
You're making it easy. Everyone who's watching it is making it very easy.
This is what we want, isn't it? And that's why we do these, because we can't do much else at the minute, you know? With life, it's a bit crappy, and we just enjoy being able to speak to mates like we would at Carroll Road when we're watching the games. It's really nice to be able to have these kind of conversations and all that.
Yeah.
But half an hour still to go. 1-0 Norwich. No real chances. Note in the second half, is there, chaps?
Not really. What do you two see happening? I mean, I wouldn't be massively surprised if this is the final score, but then 1-1.
I think I agree with Harry 971 in the chat, who says 2-1 Norwich, but with a late winner for Norwich. So Brentford to equalise and then Norwich to pip at the post.
Absolute limbs. I'd like that. Yeah, up for that. Jacob, I reckon you're going to say 1-1.
You know me so well. I feel this game they will get another chance for sure. It's just how good a chance that is. I know that sounds very nitty-bitty, but we've given them a couple of opportunities. You just don't give Tony that free chance.
No, the next one's going in. The next
I feel like
Norwich
are trying to manage it. Norwich are trying to manage it to a 1-0, which I don't always. Whilst we were praising the defence, I don't like
a bit
that.
early. Yeah, it's
you know what I mean, don't you? We are doing that, aren't we?
Yeah, and we have been since the second half kicked off, which is not normal.
We did that a lot in the Prem, and it backfired against a team that's obviously not Prem quality. They're top Championship. You can maybe get away with it, but no, for me, I would like Winston Reid just goes over.
What was the December in the Premier League? We were leading 3 games at half time or 4, and we lost all of them.
Yeah,
something like that. I think it was December.
No, yeah, spot on. It was leading every game and lost them all, didn't we?
Yeah.
Sheffield United,
Wolves. Oh, don't remember. I actually don't want to talk about that because that was so.
No, that Sheffield United game was hilarious. Actually, just how quickly it all went to shit.
Yeah, it was just horrific. We were crap last year.
This year we have got a bit more of a backbone about us. It does help one of the better sides in the league, without a doubt.
This is the best squad in the league by miles, I think.
YouTube says quite a few Spurs fans watching because of Skip. I assume YouTube is actually a Spurs fan, but he knows Norwich so well because win 1-0 and Onel to miss a sitter. Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Probably.
I can see that.
Chris
No.
Rosedale says, evening, guys. 2-0, Eder to come on and score. He needs to come on first, but yeah, I agree.
Kyrgios
That's
is
very interesting if that does it.
Kyrgios is a Spurs fan. If you're still in the chat, Kyrgios, what do you think about Skip? Do you want him in the starting 11 next season? Do you want him on the bench? Like, what can we have him for another year? What do you think the deal is? And the other Spurs fans, of course.
Fans on, yeah. Do you want him back? Do you feel like he's good enough to start in your team? Or Vrancic?
Winston Reid, with a foul
He's
in
already
a good position.
Reid, and that for me is another yellow card challenge. Very tight.
Vrancic has spent about 20% of this game flat on his face.
Yeah, he's had a few.
Gibson, McLean, and Hernandez all going over saying, ref, he's been booked. That's the second yellow, no? Very tight in. He doesn't win.
Seeing it now.
I think it would be harsh to give him a second yellow for that, to be honest.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, the ball is there to be won. In fairness, Jacob.
It doesn't matter if the ball's there to be won or not. He doesn't win it, does it?
It's a foul, but it's not a yellow. I don't think there was anything particularly malicious.
Come on now for Norwich. I would say it's probably going to be for Mario, isn't it?
You'd think so, because he's looked knackered for the last. Well, we're in the 64th minute, and I will say 64 minutes. So he's looked very tired.
He's done well though. Again, I think
really impressive.
Played a lot recently.
Foul very well.
We didn't expect him to play much this year. He's doing actually very well.
Emi Buendia sends the ball in. Good opportunity. Sent in and saved.
Oh, what an opportunity. Ben Gibson. He has to. Oh, it's a free header. Has to be connecting. Middle of the goal.
Oh,
it's just a little cushioned header. There's no power behind that at all. And it's gratefully collected.
Problem with the Buendia ball is it's not got enough on it. And he's right by the penalty spot, Ben Gibson.
Yeah, he's sort of
standing on the penalty spot. So 12 yards out. Buendia's decent ball is floated. And Ben Gibson just needs to bullet it. Instead, it kind of shaves off his head, doesn't it?
He's had to put power on it where ideally you want the cross to have power and him just to glance it in.
There's Norwich's big opportunity, though, like we were saying. And it's very interesting here. Ono Hernandez is currently marking Mbuemo on the right-hand side. Very, very deep. Almost a left wing-back role, which is kind of showing that Norwich do just want.
Oh, Harry9471 just subscribed saying, love this, guys. Thank you.
Yes.
Really appreciate
Cheers, Harry.
I appreciate that very much, mate. Welcome anytime.
Yeah, stick around. We will be live. Well, yeah.
Just wait until we concede.
Yeah.
I might have a few.
If we lose this, it'll be very different stream. Jacob might actually implode. Do you think we could see Jacob explode live on screen? That'd be good. It would
be interesting just to see. He's dead now.
Me and Joe have watched a few games live with one another before lockdown kind of made sure we couldn't. And this is me trying to be very restrained. Even the team Pookie wasn't me at my worst. Joe has seen a lot worse than that.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
Osu Henry now coming on.
Lads. It's just football.
Yeah. Sorry, Harvey.
So, Daniel, what's he going to do here?
Well, knowing Daniel Farker, nothing until the 80th minute.
Well, yeah, you'd imagine so.
I'm sure he'll be frustrated with his return to Norwich. Had a gilt edge opportunity in the first half, which 6 yards out, he should be scoring. He kicks it. It's very unfortunate. I think
he's had a poor game.
Norgard has come on, and Fosu. Fosu's very good. Again, kind of left-footed, tricky player who will cause issues. Norgard's just come back. I was on a preview the other day, and the Brentford fan said that Norgard's actually one of their best players in the middle of the park, but he's been injured all year. So again, he'll try and build them up from the back, so to speak.
Poor long pass from
Sorensen. And Janulis comes in and does well. I think you can tell that Brentford are missing a couple of key players here, can't you? There's just a couple of bits of play. Sorensen doesn't look like a left back.
They haven't got the depth of squad that we have. I know we're missing a couple as well, but they just haven't got it.
That's where we've kind of grinded out results, isn't it? Without the Tim Krulls, without Timu a couple of times.
I don't know if you guys are watching this, but this is prime Fark ball, and Pookie collects it in the middle of the area, middle of the Brentford half.
Yeah, not in the
opportunity to send it through. Pookie has a shot and sends it wide.
Oh, reverse pass.
Buendia, right hand side of the middle of the pitch. Plays a wonderful ball to Timu Pookie.
So much space.
And he hits it first time, ironically. If he did that in the first half, Timu, it would be 2-0.
Now he needs to cut inside. But
next chance he gets, it's going in.
He's having some fantastic opportunities. Pookie, do you think old Pookie scores that?
Yeah, probably.
I think old team who doesn't shoot first time now. I think that's a bit of anger out from the first one in the first half.
I know Twitter is going to go mental at this, but it looks like Lucas Ripper's on.
Rip on for Vrancic. Good decision with 20 minutes to go, 22 minutes to go. A bit more energy, a bit more bite. All I'm saying is going to invite probably Brentford on a little bit more, unless Kenny pushes up a little bit, which he looks currently like he is doing. Why am I saying Lucas Rip at 10? That's an interesting one.
Well, he's played bloody everywhere else, so why not at 10?
What's your view on the Lucas Rupp Appreciation Society, boys? Because I feel like I'd quite like a membership, but I'm not asked. Like, if he doesn't play again, I'm not bothered. But also, I'd like him to come good and bizarrely be like really good.
I think there's a similar advantage played for Brentford, who takes a long shot. I think there's a very
good block.
Similar community of people who really rate Joe Linton.
Right.
I think it's a bit of, if we get in early, say he's going to be really good. When he comes good, it's going to be like, we told you so, sort of thing.
He does a job, and he's a nice midfield, like, what's the word? Like a shuttle between both boxes. But then if you ask him to do anything in the final third, I haven't really seen him do that.
I think he's just okay at everything. But he's not exceptional at anything. It's just.
I remember, you're spot on. Like, I remember a German Bundesliga journalist saying as soon as we bought him, he's nothing special. He's okay. He won't like the world. He'll do bits and bobs every now and again, and that's exactly what he is. He's a decent squad rotation player. He'll be good alongside a Skip, which he has been at the start of the season. I don't know why we're playing at 10. I can see why Daniel Farke likes him, because he buzzes around the pitch, does win the ball back, not scared of a challenge, but he's not going to be able to spray a pass. He's not going to be able to shoot. So going forward, he's kind of used.
Onel Hernandez has now been booked. He's done a couple of shaky challenges pretty much throughout the game. Ooh, have we completely cut there?
The chat. Keep this up. This is class. Don't rate Rupp at all. Never and I can't really blame you for that. Like, we haven't actually seen that much, I don't think.
No, I can see what you're saying. It's funny when you watch a professional football player and say, actually, the main part of football, which is scoring goals, he's never going to be able to do. It's maybe he just plays in that technical, so it's so technically advanced that he's a shuttle. You're spot on when you were saying that, Joe. He does a job in there. And he's all right as a backup, and kind of, if you need him to come on in terms of when there's injuries or whatever, then he's fine. Yeah. He does a job, but nothing more than that.
Yeah. Let's park that on there.
YouTube says Skips plays almost every minute of your league games. Incredible stamina to think he will be a Højbjerg rotation option in the future.
No, spot on. We played 34 now this year, 35. He started every one. Featured in every single game. He's had
one maybe.
Rotherham. He started on the bench against Barnsley, didn't he?
Yes.
And maybe Coventry. I can't remember if he started that one. But in the FA Cup, that's it. But the big injury at Rotherham. Got the eye injury apparently a couple of weeks ago, which we thought he was concussed. But no, and every single game he's never looked knackered. You're spot on there, YouTubes, because he doesn't really get subbed off very often, apart from those couple of knocks he's had. He's been absolutely excellent, and he's never lacked energy. He's never let someone go past him.
I know it's a horrific Americanism, but he is the janitor. Like, he just cleans up everything. Everyone else's mistakes, he's just there to clean them up.
And that's the thing, isn't it? Like, if a Giannoulis steps out of position, he's there. In the first half, he could slide in, which you'd probably say a Lucas Rupp may do. But he backs himself to be able to stop Mbeumo, shoulder him off, win the ball. And what I like about him so much is when he wins that ball back, he's so composed. The amount of times he started off moves by just being so composed, he's a wonderful player to watch, especially at this level.
I think the most impressive thing about his game is his ability to just read exactly what's happening, and his immediate reading of people in control of the ball. And he did it. He did it again today, where he just knows that the player's gonna take a touch, so he's gonna look like he's sliding and just step in ahead of him, and he does that so well.
It's Mbeumo, who's one of the best wingers in this league. Yeah. He's not a joke of a footballer. So he's a couple of steps ahead of this level, isn't he? You can just tell, like you're saying, Harvey, with his mindset. He can see a vision of the pitch. The only thing I'd like to see more from him is going ball. Poor ball, Gibson. Disappointing. Good block play, though. Really good play. Need to keep that up, that intensity, to make sure it's not an easy ball through to Ivan Toney, who we've shut out pretty well tonight so far.
I was just going to say, actually, Jacob, we're nearly half an hour into this, just shy of half an hour into this second half, and we've defended admirably so far. We've kept them at bay.
I think first half we gave them a couple of opportunities, which are silly little balls away, and opportunities on the kind of quick free kick, which probably Brentford's initiative. But no, second half, and you can tell we're a bit better defensively structured, aren't we?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yusuf saw Ollie skip in the UEFA Youth League when he was 17, 18, and he never seems rushed then or now. But does it help that he has Emmy to play with, a bit more of a creative player?
There is that video of him. No, there's a video. Basically, one of the England youth teams played a Dutch youth team, and there's a camera on the wall of the Dutch dressing room. You've probably seen it being a Spurs fan. And it's just the Dutch lads, under 21s, whatever, sat about talking about, Jesus, that skip lad's good, isn't he? Like, he absolutely ran the game.
Aaron's driving through. Sorry, Joe. Yeah, carry on. He stopped it.
And this is the decent Dutch youngsters, and they're saying Skip was running the game. I don't know how you'd find that video, but it is about.
No, it does help though. Like YouTube is saying that he does have more. If you put the creative impetus on Skip, he wouldn't be able to do it. Like you'd almost Harry Winks level, wouldn't it? Like
opportunity sent through. Oh no, Hernandez, is this the sitter? He's going to miss his shot, and he's fucking dragged it so weakly. Oh, that's a nightmare.
Again, Emi Buendia, what a performance this is. We are watching an absolutely monumental performance. Onel again takes one touch too many, slips as he shoots straight at David Raya, and that's another great opportunity.
YouTube's 1-0 Onel to miss a sitter. I think that qualifies as a sitter, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah. He likes that fall over finish, Onel. Is it just Poeta the wide options on the pitch? Because after that Hernandez chance, I'm thinking, do we twist here?
Brentford bringing on another couple of players, including Marcus Forss, who's actually Finland
partner
up front, for the Finland national team. And he, earlier on in the season, had the best finish ratio of anyone in the league. So fingers crossed we don't give him a chance either. But interesting that Brentford go 2 up top now, obviously chasing the game, taking Winston Reid off as well. Rozolev, who, to be fair, I do not know. I think he's a right back from my manager days.
Sounds right. I wonder if we'll see the Hernandez off either on sub again.
Only thing is, and I do. Pookie's been
dragged down. Is the referee going to his pocket here? No, maybe not.
He stopped playing. It's a head injury. No, in terms of Ida, I love Adam Ida, but do you think this is a game where you just don't want to take risks?
Yeah, but then Poeta is a risk.
That is a dreadful, dreadful foul. YouTube says called it on Onel. YouTube, give us the lottery numbers, please.
No, 100%. It was, it was coming.
Early ball. Pookie's dragged down in the box, so he's looking for it though. Hang on, he's stopped play.
Can't book him for diving, surely, ref.
I would quite like Emmy to have a run at Winston Reid and then just keep going at him and just get him sent off.
It's interesting because Thomas Frank was Timu Puki's manager at Bromby.
Yeah.
And still not. And I was thinking they would be able to shut him out easily tonight, but they have not at all, have they? I know he's blocked up, but his movement would be one step ahead.
It's odd because they obviously go up against Ivan Toney in training, and Ivan Toney is quicker, and he's definitely taller. He's probably stronger.
Better in the air, isn't he?
Yeah, and they really haven't dealt with Pookie's movement at all, and I think that's probably testament to just how good it is.
Really good point, actually, Joe. It's easy to forget that obviously they train with him every single day and come up against him in small side matches, and still Pookie has, whilst he has missed a sitter in the first half, if you're just joining us, as his movement has been again extra special.
He's got the best off the ball movement.
Well, again against Rozolev, who's on the left hand side today. He's usually a right back. Have confirmed that. Knowing what a player is, where he plays.
Pookie's off the ball movement is the best I've ever seen of anyone in a Norwich shirt by a long, long way. A long way.
Yeah, I think when you go into the debates of Grant Holt, Timu Pukki, those kind of people, even Buendia Houlihan, the game has evolved since then, and our the football we play is so much better. It's on a different level. And yeah, Pukki's movement, like you say, Joe, we don't really watch other teams as in depth, but I haven't seen anyone's move. Like, it's a joy to watch it, actually, isn't it?
Well, Brentford skipped it through pretty much the entire Norwich field.
Fosu.
Good distribution for the
keeper. Then well collected.
Well played, Kenny McLean. Good covering, Dimi Giannoulis. And wins a throw.
I think, can I just go back to my point of a couple of streams ago, where I said I think Kenny McLean's still improving as a player, and I just want to reinforce that. Really, I think he is. Like defensively, he's next after Skip. He's our best midfielder. All right, Tete maybe.
Joe, that he's, whilst we were saying number 10, he could go forward. He's not going as forward as much because we saw so many times last year, didn't we, where we only had like a Tom Tribal back.
Oh, wow. Overhead clearance. Brilliant from Giannoulis there. From absolutely nowhere.
And absolutely no point, really, because it gives the ball back. But yeah, no, Brentford have gone back.
You love to see it.
We're just a lot more structured in general. I don't know where that's come from, really, in terms of, because we've always looked quite poor defensively, haven't we? Every single Farker season. And that's not just a Gibson thing. The whole team in general, I think there's been a lot of defensive structure being put. Brentford have now.
Jacob, what you're saying is absolutely right, and I think this is a perfect example of it because we're now
on the left-hand side.
Where plays through to
decent ball in. Ivan Toney with a poor header and scissor kicked away for a throw in on the left-hand side.
Jesus.
Sorry, Joe.
Ivan Toney there.
Just gonna what? Yeah, okay.
Losing Ben Gibson and just completely misdirects the header there, doesn't he? It's a free header for him. Or Gibson maybe just puts his body in enough. And Buendia, like you say,
throw opportunity comes in, and then we'll come back to you, Joe.
Yeah, go for it.
Long throw comes in into the area. Norwich player down, evades everyone, and it looks like Pukki's going to clear it away, but Brentford collect.
Fosu doing well. Watchalong going all the way back to his keeper. Well played, Norwich. Good clearance.
Lovely. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, defensive positioning and just how we are better defensively this season. I think it's a perfect example of it because we've just had a couple of scrappy Brentford chances there. But we're now at 80 minutes. We're only 1-0 up. It's been all Brentford this half. It's been all Brentford this half. And I don't feel particularly uncomfortable. Like, we have defended this pretty admirably so far. And, it was only 10 minutes left. And that was 100% not the case in 18-19. We would definitely have conceded by now. 100%.
No, I agree. It's I think for me, I feel the structure without the ball is just so much better. Even when we're getting counter-attacked on, we haven't really given away stupid goals because of our shape too much. It's actually been because of silly passes, a lot of them, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And not really too much from over-committing. I don't think this league is the strongest, which helps. But I think good play, Grant Hanley, winning that back from Force. Brilliant. Kenny McLean then taking past Force and Jensen. Brilliant from Kenny McLean.
Great ball in for Timu Pukki, who takes it on the edge of the area. He's been held up. Is he going to get his chance away? He turns right back around again. He's clipped him inside. He's still going. He goes down. But he's looking for it.
Always looking for it. Yeah.
Can we talk? Emi Buendia's passing's a joke.
I think
he just looks for Pukki. He's like, I could probably find him down that channel. Yeah, cool.
It's 7 chances in this game. 7 against what we're saying is a promotion rival. Is that
106 for the season?
Best game of the season, Joe?
Let's talk about that Pukki.
Yes, because of the opposition.
Is that a penalty, lads?
No, never. Timu Pukki cuts inside on Sorensen. He actually has the beaten of Sorensen there, doesn't he? Cuts in on him.
No, he's looked for that.
And it's never a foul. He's not even touched him, really, has he, Sorensen? No,
he's never got arms up as well. He's looking.
He doesn't go down there either.
Yeah.
Whilst Norgard's back there, he doesn't need to go down at all.
And now Hernandez has just come off.
Four.
Jacob Sorensen.
Okay.
Ooh, so what's happening here?
Trying to think of a defensive. Is Kenny going slightly to the left?
I wonder if they might put Giannoulis up as a winger and have Sorensen out as a left back.
Yeah, that might.
To Max Aarons there.
Max
I don't know
Aarons
if he
goes
changed
to try and beat the Brentford player, but he's struggled. But he's done really well to win that back.
Give us 30 seconds and we'll try and figure out where Sorensen's playing.
Middle of the pitch.
He has, hasn't he?
Here out wide, Giannoulis.
Into the
Come on,
box, Janulis with a fantastic chance, and it's deflected over by the looks of it. Oh no, he's just kicked it straight out.
Good ball, good little ball. 1-2 between Janulis and Rupp. He's just tried to flash it. And
That's
hit it.
rubbish. Yeah.
He kind of scuffed it.
I thought there was deflection in that because that went.
Yeah, no, I can see.
YouTube says, do you worry about losing Daniel Farke down the line?
Probably to Dortmund, yeah.
No, he's... Go on, sorry.
No, I was pretty much done. I think Dortmund, the connection is already there, but I feel like he probably needs to achieve more than 20th place relegation in the Premier League before those sorts of clubs consider him a serious candidate. I think he probably needs to stay up or achieve a mid-table finish with Norwich and then move before he goes to those big clubs, I think.
I think next year, if you stay up, you have a whole different world of problems in terms of Webber leaving. Farke will be linked to other clubs. If you do stay up, that would be a lovely problem to have. But no, Stuart Webber, our sporting director, says all the time, doesn't he, that we've got a Champions League potential coach. And I do agree with that. I think his philosophy is wonderful. Still can change a couple of things. Like we say, change is sometimes a little bit too late. But for me, he could go and manage a decent Bundesliga side now. I don't know if he's top 6 Premier League level ready yet, I wouldn't say. No. But he's getting there, isn't he?
I think he needs to pass the Aston Villa test, really. That's something that I think Paul Lambert failed, is he didn't get the next step right.
Oh no, let's not have Villa as a step up from Norwich. I can't.
But you know what I mean? It's the
challenge Max Aaron's
time they were a step up.
Yeah,
he's spot on. I think he's
making me feel physically sick, but yeah.
Villa are a big club. I think that's
this year. Yeah,
didn't have enough money. No, I think in general, we didn't have the money when Paul Lambert was there. I think Daniel Farke could easily have the same issues. He said a couple of times, or Stuart Webber has as well, that hit the ref there from a goal kick.
A couple of comments that we missed earlier. Norwich dominant in the second half, and Pukki should and could have killed the game off so many times, but the last final touch is just not there, says Benny.
Do you know what? In 5 minutes, if it's still 1-0, none of it will matter, and we'll be 10 points clear, and that is fucking huge, lads.
Benny is right, though. You'd feel with 2-0, you win this game comfortably, and yes, I know what you mean, Joe. I know in the grand scheme of things it doesn't matter, but in the Prem it does. And we will talk about that because it is a different league. I know. But no, you do think you need another forward next year, without a doubt.
Yeah.
In my opinion. You let either go out on loan, go to a League One side, maybe go to a Championship side. I don't know. It needs to be the right club, though.
I've said it before, Jay. I didn't agree with that at the start of the season. I thought he would comfortably be our second choice, but I completely agree with you now. He should have gone out on loan. Yeah,
no, and I knew you'd agree with me eventually because unfortunately, it's the roadmap I saw. I didn't foresee the amount of injuries we had, and he's been unlucky when he's been injured. Everyone else has been, When he gets fit, everyone else seems to have been fit again. So
it looks like he's coming on.
Now for Teemu Pukki, as we're speaking about forwards. Good options. Hugo puts his absolute everything into whatever time he has, and set piece wise, that's huge to have Jordan Hugo on. And like we were saying, Harvey, and like we've said a lot, Jordan Hugo is not a replacement for Teemu Pukki. He's just an alternative, and we need someone who's on that level in terms of movement. And
for sure,
that's not easy to find.
Yeah,
that level of movement.
No, well, that's why we don't have that problem.
Yeah,
it's an expensive problem to have. Maybe that's why they don't go. That's why we play with 2 forwards in our youth team, isn't it? Stuart Webber says it's just to be able to hopefully
from Norwich, a good 4-man break, 4-on-3 out onto the left-hand side into the penalty area, turns in, doesn't get the cross. It's blocked at the first man. Brentford takes it away really well.
Kenny McLean absolutely running the midfield,
but it's collected nicely.
That's what performance. I tell you what, alongside
250k.
Oh, Buendia, wonderful flick. McLean then finds Janulis.
Janulis is in there. Oh, step over, and it's just behind Hugo.
Oh, unlucky. Nearly finds Hugo cleared. Kenny McLean again, Joe, like you're saying, you've just given me a wonderful thought to do a tweet that, what a performance.
He needs 3rd in player of the season for me.
He's been excellent. He's been absolutely superb.
Emi Buendia, Grant Hanley, Kenny.
I'm
almost tempted to vote for Grant because everyone will vote for Emmy, but he does deserve it.
Tony wins that against Hanley, but just goes through simple. This is a huge win if it comes our way.
Yeah, massive, lads.
This is the one. 10 points clear of Brentford.
That's starting to look like wrapped up.
A million points clear of Swansea, even though it's 3 games in hand. They've got a tricky game away at Stoke. We'll cover this after we finish in terms of the running and stuff. I'm sure Joe will get that up and ready.
Yeah, I'll get it. I'm sorting it.
The next 4 or 5 games are very winnable.
Yes, they are. Luton are a fucking horrible team, and
yeah,
Wednesday are in the battle. I know they're bottom. They had 12 points clear. They're actually doing pretty respectably, in all fairness.
But they're
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Blackburn
under Darren Moore recently brought in, but yeah, realistically, Forest as well are in there, who've had a really good upturn in form under Houghton. Don't know if Alex is still watching, but yeah, they've been better. But we know what we'll get from Houghton. It'll be solid. Try and nick a point, maybe a 1-0.
Who else we got left? Let's have a little look. Blackburn, that'll be an interesting one. Preston, you'd think will win. Huddersfield.
You got to save this
Derby.
to the end. This is all of our talking points.
You literally just said that. Yeah, sorry. I'll leave it. We'll do it after the game.
Well, tune in for that.
Stay tuned in. It's 20 seconds to go.
20 seconds of normal time.
How much additional time are we saying, boys? 3, 4?
I'd say 2.
Well, we'll use about a minute of it with subs, won't we? I'd imagine. So
yeah. Brentford have brought on bloody half the cavalry at once, so it will be good 4 minutes, I'd say.
I think we're underestimating how good we've been defensively in this second.
No, we've managed it magnificently well.
Yeah.
Against a team of this quality who have scored the amount of goals they have.
It's been all them.
Top goal scorers are rating around it at least.
Jake, if you had said to me last season, Jake, after we got relegated, that we would be 1-0 up at half time at home to Brentford and then keep it at 1-0 for the 90 minutes just ticked by. 90 minutes, I'd have laughed you out the room. No chance. We would not have done that a year ago. No chance.
No, you're spot on. I'm not going to jinx it. We'll say it after the game, but so far, so good. I'm not going to say anything.
Norwich, Brentford are in the penalty area. Ivan Toney with a shot, and it's not far wide.
Who?
Me too, Tony. He's never going to score from there. He's slightly right-hand side of the box. He's
terrible strike.
He's going to produce the best finish of his life there to curl that weaker side.
He's not Emi Buendia. He's not Timo Pukki. He's good, though.
Yeah, we know.
Wonder how long we can drag that out for.
As long as, when Ivan Toney is lifting a Champions League trophy, I'm going to remind you.
Give it a rest. Villa is a step down, massive step down. Yes, Stu, can't agree more, mate. Couldn't agree more, even.
Can't and won't agree more. YouTube says, will you prefer getting smart loans next season or big glitzy signings that could be risky?
We've done the smart loans this season, and I like the approach.
It won't be. We won't do what we did a couple of years ago and spunk a load of money in the January because we've had to pay for that. David Ray getting closed down by Buendia. No, it'll be trying to be smart investment again, won't it? It's tricky in this environment. You have to spend big though. In Norwich terms, you have to be spending at least 20 mil to.
Looking I don't know. Eagles on side here. No.
Mind you, we're getting ahead of.
Get your shit house in, Jordan. Go to the corner, my man.
Yeah, get your elbow in Reed's face. That's fine.
He's a horrible player.
Absolutely no bother. Just get it in. Yep, that's it. Good lad.
I think he'll be effective next year, Jordan Hugill. Whilst I don't think he's Premier League quality, I think he could easily rough up a few, couldn't he?
He can definitely do the rough up stuff. Yeah, he's good at that. I just don't know if...
You need another forward. There's absolutely no doubt.
Yeah.
Good opportunity for Brentford here. There's plenty in the area, but it's hanging around the left-hand side.
Minute and a half to go here. Come on, the boys.
Great ball out to the left-hand side. Cross comes in, over the top. Free header, and he's dragged it so far wide, it's laughable.
Oh, good chance. So it's Jensen through to the Robolov, whatever his name is.
No one closing down that cross. No one closing down.
His hands on his head because Dalsgaard's
that's such that initial ball to send the
Jensen,
winger down is fantastic.
He's a fantastic player, isn't he?
You want Ivan Toney on
that one
because
pulls it back. He's wide. 10 yards out, middle of the goal again. Dalsgaard, wonderful ball from Jensen. Wouldn't mind having it.
I really like Jensen. I'd quite like him.
He's very well timed.
Yeah. I've liked him for 2 seasons now. I'd really like him in the Norwich team.
40 seconds of the
If
second
he
half
has the
to
leg,
go.
he's just a pretty footballer in the champ. Don't have to step up big. Hugo winning that header against Pinnock. Love
Maybe,
that
mate.
for you, Geordie H. Good little elbow into the stomach as well.
Ivan Toney
Long
wins,
ball
so
up.
that's a penalty, you would argue. He's
No,
been completely
no.
taken down.
Don't tell me
Referee's not
that.
having any of it. Ivan Toney complains over to the
It's
referee.
in Buemo.
That was a
like
stonewall penalty.
No, I reckon
Look at
that's
that
bollocks.
again.
Don't try and bait us, Harvey. It's a long ball
Look
up.
at that. Fantastic header across, and he's absolutely
Yeah.
collattered by Hanley.
No.
That should be a penalty.
I haven't
No.
seen it. I haven't seen it.
No,
Brave
it's-
call.
he's looking for it. Grant does put slight hands on it, but absolutely not.
But Brentford
think
come
not.
away again. He's been
Yeah,
blocked
Buemo.
off by Toney. He's deflected his own one. But it's taken a slight deflection off Gibson for a corner. And we are into the 94th minute. And it's going to be the final kicks of the game.
I know a draw is a good result, but I'm actually, for the first time in the
Keeper's
game,
up.
I'm nervous.
Keeper is up.
Last
This is what we
chance.
want to see.
Come on,
Is there
lads.
an equaliser in this? If you haven't liked already, you should.
Put these fucking bottle jobs
Ball
back in
comes
their
in.
box. Come on.
Header.
Fuck off.
Brentford have one last chance. They send it out to the left again. Ball comes in. Kroll punches away. Shot.
Good.
Blocked.
Punch.
This
Hey,
is ridiculous.
What a block, Ollie Skip! What a block!
Ball comes in again. Brentford header. Oh, he's cleared off the line. What a
Get in,
clearance.
Skip.
Jacob Sorensen!
Wait, I'm behind. Wait.
What a block! Oh, he's offside. It's a foul in there.
Yes.
What a clearance!
Wow.
Ollie Skip and Sorensen there were.
Norwich, I hate this club so much.
Come on.
Why do you do this to me?
Blow up, ref. We're a minute
Kroll
over.
punches away so well, and it gets.
Oh, doesn't
blocked
need to punch there,
fantastically.
Harvey. Fosu shoots. Skip, great block. It's then put
Clipped
into
into the area so well. A magnificent header and absolutely booted off the line. What a
Marcus
fantastic
Ford,
clearance.
the goal. It's going in, and Jacob Sorensen. What a clearance! What a fucking clearance!
That's
His
the goal.
leg
He's
is just
stopped the
like-
goal.
Bended like a bendy ruler to get that away.
Fucking hell!
How are we still playing?
I
We're about
actually-
to enter the
you know.
6th minute of added time.
And this is why I didn't want to jinx it, Joe, because I know this stupid club
there we
always
go.
gives me a heart attack in the last seconds.
Is it over? Is it over?
It's done.
Fucking hell!
Get in!
Oh my god! Get
10
in!
points.
What,
10.
what a win!
10. That's ridiculous. 10 points.
6 wins in a row? Is that
Bloody
enough?
hell.
Yeah, I think so.
Fucking hell!
Right, let's have some love in the chat for that, because that is
That
a
was awesome.
class result.
Fucking hell!
I'm going to nip to the toilet, lads, and then we'll do a debrief, if that's all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to go after that. I need to piss myself. Oh my god, Jesus, Harvey, how have we somehow cleared that off the line in the
That
last
was.
in the ball?
I saw the ball loop, and I was like, "It's done. It's over." And then suddenly, from nowhere, the little Sorensen that could, honestly, he unhinges his leg like a cobra and boots it away. That was a fantastic clearance. But I'm going to be that guy that was a penalty from Hanley. To be,
No, it wasn't.
I think it was. I think it
There
was. Yes, he was looking for it, but he did stop a goal opportunity there. To be honest, Benny Hanna says, "Congrats on the win. Thank you so much." My dad says, "Like a bendy ruler." That it was the first thing that came to my head. Just don't pull me up on it. Benny
I hope
says,
that's Carlton household forever now. Always bullying for that.
"No, don't do that." I hope the Swans
Fucking
lose
get in,
tonight.
lads.
So do we. But to be honest, it doesn't really matter if the Swans win because 10 points clear of Brentford. Hell of
That's monumental. I tell you what, that's the only chance they had, wasn't it? You know, and you get them in that position. You know, the flick-ons. We're nervous. We want to hold out. But Emi Buendia, we have to speak about him. What an
The
incredible
difference.
performance!
Again.
No, but when it matters, you know, he can play good against the bloody shitty teams. I don't care what Tim Pot dross comes up against a good team. When it matters most, that was a special performance from him. He carried us. He carried us to that victory, Joe.
And it's the first time we've seen us come up against one of the top teams in the league and get the 3 points, isn't it?
marshalled
'Cause-
so well.
I know, Swansea at home,
and
but
Cardiff
we didn't
twice. I
deserve
don't know
it.
if we count though. If we take those two out, no, we haven't been good enough. And for me, we deserve that victory tonight because we did enough. I don't think Brentford really pushed the issue enough for me. It almost looked, I don't know if you guys agree, that they were top and they had the points
Oh, yeah.
difference. And I never felt like they were
Second
going
half.
for it.
Yeah.
But we actually, defended so well and so resolutely when it did come. What a clear! I wish it wasn't a foul because Jacob Sorensen, what a clearance that is.
Yeah, he stopped a goal there.
That was fantastic. Like, honestly, that probably saved a lot.
Lads, I'm so happy.
Really impressive. Couple of great comments. Norwich 2000 says, "Oh my God, that was so close. Sorensen, our hero. Bloody hell, yeah." Ollie says, "Get in, Norwich. Lovely stuff." And YouTube says, "Congratulations, guys. You are so coming up."
We are coming. I'm going to get excited now. I've compressed it all season, but I think we're up. I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like we're mentally there.
A huge performance that. I think that kind of victory when it matters the most is it's huge, and that gives the players so much confidence, that win.
Yeah. Would you like me to run through the championship table? I think that would be nice, wouldn't
it?
Yeah,
yes, I would.
But first, Tiny133 says, "That's a fucking fantastic result. Probably the most professional game I've seen in Norwich for a while. Composed, held your own at the back. Not quite as clinical as they should be, but 10 points clear." Tiny, you must have won some money on that.
I'd have thought so. Should we have a little look at this table then?
Let's have a look.
Right. So everyone bar Swansea has played 34. Bear in mind that that Watford are now playing. They're 1-0 up, by the way. So Norwich on 73. Brentford on 63. Watford now on 63 because they're winning. Swansea on 59 with 3 games in hand, but they kick off at 8:15.
Mm-hmm.
So then it'll be 2. So if let's say they win that, Stoke away, so maybe not, but 62 points, then plus another 6. So it's only going to be 68 points. So we're 5 points clear of them, even with games in hand. And then Reading on 57. And I don't think we're that bothered about anyone else.
No.
I don't think
so. You look at it now and you go, that's just a monumental gap. And that performance, I think we need to speak about it. In that first half, when we were down a little bit, Brentford were coming, and the main man just steps up and just speak about that goal. Like, 3 players he drifts past. And then on his left foot, last season he would have blazed that over. He just looks so calm and collected. He knows what he's going to do. And he passes it, caresses it into the far corner against what I've seen some people say is the best keeper in the league. He's not playing Tim Krul, but he's a decent goalkeeper, David Raya. And no, it's a special finish from a player who is, let's whisper it very quietly, far too good to be at this level, and will be very at home next year.
Do you know what he reminds me of? When that forgive me, it's absolutely criminal. I can't remember what season it is, but when Huckabee was signed on loan initially and then at Christmas, and you felt like this guy is the difference, really. He's class.
Yeah.
And Emmy is 100% that guy. He is the difference.
Brentford have more the ball in this game. Sorry, Joe. It's just 50% of the ball. 11 shots, only 2 on target. We have 7 on target today. We have 3 clear-cut chances. They had none. To stop them having 0 clear-cut chances, fair play to that defence.
How is that Canos chance not a clear-cut one, by the way?
Does he not shoot? Guess he doesn't count as, I don't know. But no, yeah, you're true. Apart from Canos aside, and I know the one at the end, it doesn't count. 10 points clear.
It's massive, lads. Fucking massive. We're literally in a league, almost in a league of our own, at the top of the league. It is ridiculous. Let's run through some of the performances, because Janulis had a bit of a dodgy start and made up for it somewhat second half.
Yeah. I think, for that Canos chance, and Buemo sent him back to bloody Greece, didn't he?
Yeah.
And we were thinking, okay, build yourself up here, Dimmy. You need to show your quality. And second half, he did. Didn't really let anyone beat him, which I enjoyed, because it was good to see. And going forward, he offered probably a little bit more width than Max Aarons today. I feel we went down the left a little bit more than the right, which is surprising, but it shows the confidence that these players have, obviously, in Dimmy. But no, it's fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
Brilliant.
Then I'll say the names, and you can just go off on whatever tangent you want. Grant Hanley and Ben Gibson, what a partnership they are.
Yeah, what a solid performance it was. Again, Ivan Toney only beat them a couple of times in the air. That was towards the end. But we've marshalled the best forwards, again, some have said, in the league, to absolutely 0 chances today. Apart from that one, probably, which
shaky
maybe, but that's it. And that's from a quick free kick. But if you're stopping that, then Jesus, 16 unbeaten at home, 14th clean sheet of the season, 6 wins on the bounce. It's looking far too good not to say.
Yeah. I think I feel like we're at that point now. I've not let myself get too excited, and I feel like after that I can let the reins off a bit.
These are the big ones, aren't they? You can beat the dross you're expected to, but these ones, these are the huge ones. These are the ones which you go, that's the difference maker. And Emmy's taken that game by himself. We'll talk about him in a second.
Yeah,
he's taken that game by the scruff of the neck and won it for us again.
All right, let's move through the team. Kenny McLean and Ollie Skip, another good performance from them two tonight.
Kenny McLean, best ever Norwich performance for me.
Really?
He ran that show today, Joseph. He ran it.
He did. I'm not going to take it away from him. He did. I'm just trying to think.
Midfielders in the league.
I mean, Jensen is bloody good. I love him in the Norwich.
Everything. He beat 4 or 5 men a couple of times, getting opportunities, and he's been brilliant. He's one of the first names on the team sheet, and I didn't think I'd be saying that this year, alongside Ollie Skip, who...
he's class. He's so good.
What a joke. What a joke of a footballer.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Like Harvey said in the first half, and Buemo looked like it was great a counter-attacking opportunity. He was actually in. There's probably 3-on-3. Skip just goes, no. You're not having this, mate. Not happening. Bodies him off it. See you later, bitch. See you championship next year. Wonderful.
See you later, bitch.
He reads the game so well. It's great to watch. Moving forward, Pookie had a bit of a... We'll get on to Buendia. I know I've missed a big chunk of the team out. Pookie had a bit of a... Well, he was all right. He put a shift in.
He had the chance to end that game probably 45 minutes before it did. He had a litany of chances, and he didn't take any of them. Something to be concerned for in the future, but look, he played well.
We won.
He chased it down well. He was really good in that sort of tough high press. Just wanted him to get a goal. It would have certainly helped Tiny, who had him as an anytime scorer.
Yeah, I bet he was fuming.
I don't know if you've seen that chance, Stu. If you have, cool. If I had money on him, I'd be more fuming than what I was. Yeah. No, his movement was fantastic, and you can never question that in this league. He had the golden chance back into the first half, like we're saying, which he has to score, absolutely no question. But he again worked himself into the ground again.
Yeah. Hernandez and Vrancic were okay. They done their job. I don't think either of them were amazing. I think Vrancic looked a bit leggy. But let's move on to the main man. Jesus Christ 2.0, Emiliano Buendia. The bloke is ridiculous.
What else can we say? And the only thing I was thinking was this year, he hasn't showed up against a big team or in a big game.
He's won that. Yeah.
In a big game against a good opponent. And, well, he's just put everything into, I don't even know. I don't know what to say, to be honest. It was just such a wonderful performance to watch.
The nicest thing to say about that Emi Buendia performance is that was an Emi Buendia performance. It was perfect almost all the way through. And
that's spot on. Perfect. No silly fouls, no bloody kickouts, no yellow cards. It was...
Create.
In that game. 7. Yeah. And at least 2 of them were golden opportunities for someone else. And then when the game's in the lull, when you're needing someone to step up, he goes and takes 3 players on, 6 in the bottom corner, done.
He's the best player in the league, and no one will tell me any different. That's how strongly I feel about it.
He showed that tonight, that he was just...
He's a class above in almost all areas of the game.
10 points clear, lads. I can't believe it. Right, who's up next? I think it's Luton. I'm just double checking.
Yep, you're right. Luton at home.
Luton at home. Right, let's have a quick chat about that for 5 minutes then.
Just don't slip up.
My
main overriding point on that one. Don't slip up in that game. After that performance, do not slip up against Luton.
It's one of those scrappy little horrible meh teams, isn't it, that you have to deal with in the Championship. There's plenty of them. At home, you'd fancy us to do it, but I don't know. I'm not sure they're going to be a club that come and sit on the edge of their area. I suppose they will in certain parts of the game, but I don't think it will just be that. I don't think it will be like a Birmingham, Jacob. What do you think?
No, they were very good against us away from home. I think the ref was very much altered by the crowd that was in at that time. It was a joke, some of the decisions. But no, they're going to be aggressive. They're in a bit of a patchy vein of form at the moment. They've won last night, which was great for them because they have been very poor. But no, it's one of those tricky ones. If you like a lot of these teams in this division, if you don't match their work rate and their commitment, they'll beat you. And that's what we've done so well this year. just like Harvey said, you don't want to slip up now. You've just gone and got your biggest result of the season, which it is at this moment in time by far, and a deserved result because we outworked them at times, I thought, and quality-wise, we outperformed them in that regard as well. It's just now finishing off the jobs because you need to go and get enough points to go win. Well, I think we're 73 points now, which is a joke.
Should we have a little run through of the run-in, or are we a bit premature on that? Do you want to have a look at it?
Go next 5 games, shall we?
Next 5? All right, let's have a look then. Norwich matches. Right, so we've got Luton on Saturday, followed by Sheffield Wednesday on the following Sunday. So I imagine that'll be on Sky. We've then got Forest. Hopefully Alex Mighton's back in the chat for that one, so we can give you some shit. Then we've got Blackburn at home and Preston away. Blackburn are a half-decent team, like to keep the ball, but I imagine we'll have most of it. You fancy us to beat all them, wouldn't you, really?
It's just about finishing it off now, isn't it? Yeah, those 5 games are all winnable, all very winnable.
Yeah.
If you're looking at it, if what we've beaten tonight is the second best, you now just go and show the rest of the league that we're just not. Because to be fair, the games that we have got left in terms of, I think, the final 4 or 5 are actually quite
awful. Yeah.
So yeah, you just want to get it done now. Make sure you're up, finish it off, done. See you later.
Yeah, we've got Derby, Bournemouth, Watford, Reading, Barnsley, all in the last 6. But there you go. Anything else to mention tonight, lads, or do you want to wrap it up?
I think it's been a great stream. I've really enjoyed it. But what a performance from almost every player on that pitch. Really impressive all round and thoroughly professional job.
I think the biggest takeaway for me is the fact that second half was all Brentford, if I'm being honest. They weren't exactly penetrating us. They just had a lot of the ball and seemed to be the more progressive team. But we were just so structured, so disciplined defensively. And that's not something that's not synonymous with Daniel Farke's Norwich team. It's only really come into being the last 6 months or so, not even that. But just so happy to now be a team that doesn't have to go out and score 3. It was great fun to watch. I'm not complaining for a second. It was brilliant. That season was so good. 4-3, 3-3s all over the shop. It was brilliant. But it's so nice to now be looking like we're going into the Premiership with a bit more defensive solidity. And I think that decision from Daniel Farke at the start of the season back in the summer has paid dividends. Great shout, and we look fucking brilliant, to be honest.
Let's leave everybody with the final question from YouTube's that says, do you reckon Norwich will get to 90 points? Just a simple yes or no.
73. How many? I will just check how many's left. We've got 12 left. So another, what's that? Another 17 points. Yeah. I worry about the Watford game. That's about it.
I would say
maybe
you could be looking at 94 plus potentially if you really crack on and keep going. Depends when you play everyone, obviously, what kind of form, but why not? I think all we want to say is thank you to everyone who's watched. Yeah. Thank you to everyone who's commented. It's been absolutely brilliant. Really enjoyable stream. Really enjoyable. Just obviously always helps when you win. But yeah, great chats and watch-alongs are brilliant. Yeah, so thanks very much. And I think we just leave it there. Yeah. Brilliant, Norwich. Move on. We'll be back on Saturday, round 2:45. We'll be ready to see you then.
Yep.
See you later.
Nothing more to say. See you guys. Thank you.
Nice one.
Get in. Fucking...